I'm going to let you do introduction then, Stace. So polished, as always. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into JSY Talks. I suppose mental health tonight, and it's Stace, something a little bit different. Like we've said beforehand, if it's not your thing, it might be the best time to turn around and come back out, because Stacey will be quite trigger happy tonight with the removal of people if they're going to be disrespectful. Because it is hard enough to talk about mental health in general, and me and Stacey and I are going to open up a wee bit, and then a couple of people are going to come on panel. I think Puppy wants to pop on, Colin's going to pop on, I think Kel's wanted to pop on as well, and whoever else would like to join us, as long as they know who you are and you're not going to get your penises out for us, because me and Stacey aren't prepared for that on Christmas Eve. It's been a long day, but bless up to everybody in the chat. Smash these likes up. And let's see how we got. Obviously, Merry Christmas to everybody, and Merry Christmas Eve to everybody. And Roland is still building the Lego. Just to get that one out there. Let's get through some of this chat. Big up, Harold. I hope you're doing well. Merry Christmas to yourself. Big up, Angels. Lovely to have you back. Have you had the family round? Well, it'd be fuck going down my chimney. I ain't got one. I don't know about you, Stace.
No.
Eartha Kitt can come down, though, with my banjo. See? Enjoy the singing and being scarred for life. Is what
I enjoyed it.
It's trying to be light-hearted and have a bit of light-hearted fun, sort of.
Yeah.
So, and Renee might join us as well. But, yeah.
Look through it, darling.
Angels, you might get someone coming down your chimney. My Mason, are you thinking of popping down Angels' chimney?
Chance to be a fine thing.
Pop it
Make
up.
it right, man, I'll be happy.
I didn't think it popped down your chimney. I thought it popped up your chimney.
Either one will do me. As long as it's Ryan Reynolds.
I'm watching Snowman on TV, but looking at my snowman and then looking at this lovely snowman, bit of a comparison, really.
Gingerbread man cocking his leg.
This is true. Big up, Mason. Much love to Potato Stew. Lovely to see you in the house, as always. Scooby, big up to yourself, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Big up to everybody. Looking forward to Christmas days.
Looking for it to be over with.
The stress.
Yeah. I want it's not stress of Christmas, it's stress of Zachary. Looking forward to a birthday because he goes home. He goes to school.
That's a good point. We'll start there. How does it affect your health and mental health with Zach? Don't worry, I'm prepared to open up as well.
Bad. You knew something was right with me last night, but you knew beforehand, didn't you? So.
Yeah, this is true.
I feel like I slip down that road again and don't want to go back down that road again.
Then what a lot of people don't know about Stacey is, before she came on this channel, Stacey was much of a recluse.
Recluse. Yeah.
Is that the right word?
Yeah. Socially, I closed everyone out.
This is true. What are you doing? Shut the door, please. Harry, you're too old for Santa, diddy me. But you are right, you don't want to go back down the path that you've obviously come off. It must be tough with Zach Stace. I mean, I can't compare Harry to Zach because Harry hasn't got autism.
No.
You know, so...
Well, you know this. I messaged you yesterday. No one got to do it. But Zach is... No, Zach's in puberty. He's getting quite violent. He hasn't really hit me yet. But you know, yesterday he threatened to kill me because he's trying to control everything I do. I can't sing. He'll bang around, jump on the spot, punch the door. I see him bedroom at the time and I'm singing and he don't like it, so he starts screaming, smashing things, punching things. So literally right now, past 2 days, I've done nothing but try to gain some control. Don't like it, but I've got to do it. I can't keep living like that. I like singing. Look, the singing's not the greatest. I'm not because I'm going to sit here and I'm the greatest singer in all the freaking world, but...
We've heard my singing today, so I can't really comment on that.
Yeah.
But singing's a way of relieving stress. or
It is. Well, me and I'm
emotions?
baking. So I'm doing both today, and they were kicking off. So,
See, like, I suppose where we're a little bit different is obviously Harry hasn't got autism, so I know Harry's been through a difficult couple of months and adjusting. I don't have that. Yeah, all right, I've got the teenage attitude, Kevin and Perry sort of thing. That's not fair. You know what it's like when you're telling him to go to bed and, just not doing as he's told in general. But that's more of just a teenage thing. Like, obviously, I suppose with myself, I worked quite a lot when I was younger. 6-7 days a week. And although I still picked Harry up from school and, did the parents' evenings and the sports days and stuff like that, I missed a lot of quality time with Harry probably growing up to what he is now. You know what I'm saying? Like, the magic time for me when Harry was a lot younger. So when he gets to like now, it's a bit hard his Christmas. And this year's obviously, I'll be honest, it's a difficult one for me this year because obviously me and Harry's dad aren't together anymore. And this year I've got to share Harry with his dad on Christmas. And obviously it's the first time I've been on my own in 18 years at Christmas. So when I did the food shop today, it's the first time I've ever done it on my own. And it was a little bit weird. It's been an adjustment, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And although I've got my mum, and Mrs. Biddy, bless her,
Yeah.
she's not well. We do clash at times. I'm not saying any different. It is a bit different this year because, back in the family home in my mum's house, whereas for the last 12 years I've had my own house, Stacey, where Mrs. Biddy's come to my house and we've had Christmas at my house, and I think it's hit me in a different sort of way today, where you think, where have I gone from being at Morrison's and, pulling 50 pallets out at warehouse and grafting my bollocks off and, doing long, silly hours a week and bringing in good money into house, to them being like I am now, where I don't go out the house at all. I'm struggling mentally, I have been on another mental health stream on Kate's, but I've never really opened up as much as I'm prepared to do on my own channel, because I think if it helps somebody, we should talk about it. And I know me and you are close off stream, and we are, and I and Renee and Suzanne. I'm a kind of person that listens to your problems, but when you say to me, talk to me, I'll say, I'm all right, Stace, or I'm good.
She does.
Which, because I prefer to listen to, Nye ranting about Lego, or, you're having a shit time of it with Zach, or, just reaching out to people like Carol and Coover and, Yada. But the opposite as well, it really is tough to open up. And I think, I suppose, you with Zach, you don't have an outlet because, Zach's constant, Stacey. It's not like Harry. He'll go on his Xbox, he's in his bedroom, he don't want me in his private space anymore. Mums aren't cool anymore, sort of thing, where Zach wants the attention, doesn't he? He craves that attention.
Yeah, he constantly just wants. I can't go out. If I say I was going to my mum's for the night, for like yesterday, because his behaviour was that bad, we went up to Tesco's to grab a few things, and he stayed with my dad because his behaviour was that bad, just to give me. Tesco's was going busy, we know that, but Tesco's, he's already in that mindset. Carol will understand what I mean. And then sometimes it can be overstimulated, so like if there's something like it's really loud, it's really busy, it'll just escalate the mood that is it less great or the temperament that he's already in. So I stayed with my dad and he started throwing things around my dad's living room because I left him with my dad.
But that were better than taking him to Tesco and him having a riot in Tesco, innit?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly, yeah.
When everybody looks at you, and because they don't understand that obviously Zach's got autism, people, I suppose, are quite ignorant to it.
Yes, they are. I know you spot on. They are quite ignorant to it. It's they look at you and they look at the child. They look at you like, why aren't you disciplining him? Why are you not telling him to stop? And there's been a few times where my mum sat in the middle of an aisle with him, just to calm him down. But yeah, it's great. I've got no outlet. I've got friends who I can just text and say, look, can you come talk for 5 minutes? But then I don't want to do that. I'm burdening someone else, my issue. But then I'm just like you, Jeff. I don't like opening up, but I need to start doing it. Otherwise, I'm going to go down that rabbit hole again. And I don't want to do that.
The thing is, like, and I'm a perfect example of doing this, but bottling it up, I suppose. You're like a champagne bottle. When the cork comes off, the cork will come off.
I got forced to go to the doctors. My mum will tell me she forced me.
Look, it's the hardest thing to admit to your doctor that you're struggling. Come on, let's be honest.
Yeah. And even the doctor turned on to it, because obviously you know what shit I've got going on in my life. There's trauma I haven't dealt with that I am trying to deal with now. And then even they turned and said, how did you not break, if you know what I mean? I did. And then bang, I'm on. I never thought I'd be a person that had. I still get depressed. I still get anxious every now and then. But I didn't think I'd be that person.
Look.
At the time, you know what's going on in my life right now. And then obviously, when now we're dying.
See, look, people see me, you and Nye on a stream, right, and they think, look at these silly birds on here, laughing and joking, which we do. Look, it is a football channel, and I do football content on here, but it's very light-hearted, and like, where do you get streams where I'm strumming a bleeding banjo and having a bit of a laugh and a joke, but I don't...
I'm about to move around.
Yeah, she's been daft with that Lego, but then we all go back to our normal lives, like we're sat on here, and yeah, all right, we booked this persona on stream, but I suppose, I don't know if this is you, I'm my worst enemy when I get into bed at night, when I switch the TV off and I sit and think of my own thoughts.
Last night, that was
it's a scary place to be.
I didn't go to sleep till 4 o'clock. I just could not.
Switch off.
When I get because when Zachary does have that long, and it's like, I was sat down thinking, I've literally dragged myself out. I've blocked out of social life because I just cannot get away. And now it's like, I regret doing it. I pushed everyone away because not everyone understands autism. Not everyone understands these behaviours are going to change. I know I'm regretting the fact that I don't go anywhere anymore. I go shopping with my mum, take Zach on the school run, and that is it.
Look, I can relate to
I
you
don't know what else.
Stace, because 10 years ago, and it's a prime example, if you go into my Instagram profile, there's a picture of me and a couple of birds when I went into Leeds. And then you look at me sat now, like, I work 6 days a week. I play, semi-professional football on a Sunday. I was fit and healthy. I had a social life. Used to go into Leeds and having a drink and a good time with my mates, work in men's clubs, getting absolutely hammered and falling asleep in the toilets, and them having to let me in with a 50p coin, and 4 of them carrying me to the car and throwing all up in a carrier bag. Carrying traffic cones down the street at 1 o'clock in the morning. Life and soul. Really enjoyed my life when I was a bit younger. And to a point where I'm at now is, I obviously got made redundant. I don't speak to anybody from work anymore. Football, I stopped playing football because I wasn't very well. I lost all my friends from football. And now, really, the only friends I've actually got is probably you guys and people in chat. And one lady that I speak to, who I worked with, we die. But I don't go anywhere other than that, other than coming on here. It's a very different life to what I led 10 years ago. And, it's strange. And like with you, you've got no outlet because Zach's constant. He's a demanding child, If I say no to Laddie, he might slam his door and go to bed, but you've got a totally different, persona to put up with Zach.
Yeah, he does not like when I tell him no. I get told to fuck off. I'm a bastard. I'm going to call the police. And then obviously, last night was the tip of the iceberg when he threatened to kill me. because I took his control off him because of he's trying to control me, and that just sent me down a spiral because he's 12 years old and I'm 38 in 2 weeks, and this is what my life's become.
This is the thing.
So literally, I'm going to do when he goes to school on the 6th, which is my birthday. I'm going to go to sit at the pub on my own. So as lame as it sounds, just sit at the pub on my own, just to gather my thoughts and be somewhere different.
This is
not
the
going to
thing.
take a drink, has a cup of coffee.
We're quite
lame,
easy.
But yeah, not going to drink. So
You look at us and you think, I suppose how we act on stream, that we probably don't have anything going on in our personal lives.
Yeah.
You know, the probably
Yeah.
life and soul on here, it's different, innit? How we act on here to what we do.
I am like that in real life, but majority of the time, I'm sat in the bedroom. Oh, yeah, I'm just sat in the bedroom.
Yeah, that's me.
Or I'm sleeping. You know what I mean? But hopefully, when it comes back possible, we'll try and get out of that rut. Like I'm in a rut now, I need to try and get out of it. I think I've got you've got doctors, you got hospital next week.
Friday?
So have I.
Yeah, Friday for me. So
Friday,
kind,
mine-
they're so
mine's the week
kind, the
after, mine's
NHS.
third. And it's like, I know exactly what the doctors are going to say to me, and it's just like, so have them saying, oh, you need to try and reduce your stress levels. It's like the women with blood pressure high. I'm like, does it not show on record that I'm a carer for an autistic child? So aren't you saying try and get your blood pressure down? Try having a child that just constantly doesn't leave you alone. That constantly needs your attention.
Well, mine's a little bit different because, I mean, growing up as a kid, this where a lot of it stems from is, I see a lot when I was a kid that I probably shouldn't have done. But like I said, when I knocked on my dad's door and he turned me away, you know, that wouldn't have nothing to do with Mrs. Biddy Senior because she gave me that opportunity to still see my dad. She never, said, no, you're not seeing your dad at all. Suppose rejection from an early age at 9, I think I was then, were quite tough. And my mum were in not a great place mentally, 20 odd years ago, and she'll openly admit that, well, Mrs. Biddy Senior. And, my mum tried to commit suicide when I was 13. I mean, if it wouldn't have been for my brother booting Doring, Mrs. Biddy wouldn't be here now. And my mum will back me up here. When she was in hospital, I went to live with my mum's sister in Cleethorpes because social services were going to get involved anyway. I said, I took me in. And I can remember going to hospital and seeing her in mental ward. And I walked straight past her and she went, where you going, Abid? And I couldn't believe it was the same person in that chair, in that hospital bed. And it hit me hard because I went away from my mum for a long time. I'd say over a year. My mum's sister, I can't knock her, she took me in, But I was self-harming a lot then. I'd seen a lot as a kid and it were my way. And I mean, I'm not just talking, I mean it. I were bad. I really was bad with it. And I think I've suffered with depression for gone on 20 odd years. But when I were working, it was easier because I always had something to focus on. So I'd be grafting fruit night, sleeping fruit day, picking up young 'un from school, doing teas and that. So I suppose it pushed it to the back of the brain. And I mean, on nights, you worked on your own aisles. You didn't work with people, but I always had my music in. So it just kind of kept you motivated going down the aisles, doing the job. And I had a good friend that I worked with and we used to have a bit of a laugh and, a bit of a joke and whatever. But then when I went for that smear and it come back with them abnormal cells and then I went for the LETs and it was like stage 1A cancer and I had to have all my cervix removed. That's where it all stems from me because that happened 18 months ago and I haven't worked since, And then Morrison's obviously, I got made redundant in August. And then obviously since then I've had numbness in my leg, my back. And obviously now I've got epilepsy, which none of us ever thought that's what it was. I think everybody was worried that it was a brain tumour. Thank God it wasn't. But living with epilepsy now is very tough because I've just started medication for epilepsy, but it's tough because the medication I'm on, I'll be honest with you, it makes you feel like a living a living zombie. It's not great. It's not nice. I can't go out anywhere because if I black out, my mum's not well enough to come out. You know, she's COPD, emphysema, Mrs. Biddy. So, you know, bless her getting upstairs kills her off. Never mind coming out with me. And I've got to be strong for my mum and Harry, you know. I'm the only person that's here. And it's really tough. And you know, I got to a point last week that I frightened the life out of a couple of people that I didn't mean to. And I,
Me and Renee as
yeah, and I would have sleeping, you know, I can't, and Coover as well, and Cobber. And how I'm still sat in this chair. Jesus must have been watching me, as silly as that sounds, because I got to a point where I just didn't want to be here anymore. It's easier because it's stressful. Life's very stressful, financially draining. I don't need to go there, but you know off stream how much of a struggle it's been for me this year in general. You know, and you've got to think, Stacey, I brought in a lot of money when I worked nights. I worked good hours, so we never struggled. You know, you didn't have to. Do you know when you didn't have to worry about things because you had the fridge full, the gas, electric covered, the council tax paid, TV license done, all bills paid, and then you get to a point where you're living on bread and jam for 3 weeks, so your son's got a decent Christmas, and you're waiting to get paid off YouTube to go fill your fridge up with shopping because me and Mrs. Biddy didn't have a pot to fucking piss in, as you know, and then everything else on top of that with your mental health. And people might think mental health's a bit of a, oh, it doesn't exist. It does, and it really does. And listen, I've never been as low as I've been in the last 18 months that I am now. I don't like myself. We don't have mirrors in this house. I can't bear to look at myself in the mirror. I don't like how I sound, how I talk. I know I act silly and daft with silly singing and banjos and, you know, because that's me. I've always been like that, bit of a clown, you know, appease everybody else because it's easier. And opening up to people, it's tough. And I don't speak to anybody, you know. I don't even open up to my mum. A lot of things, that, you know, what's gone on or what's gone on in past, or it's just put to the back of the brain. But I think as you get older, it sits there more. I don't know, you know. I know Nye's had, you know, a relative of hers commit suicide. I know Nye's still struggling with that. What, 4 years later now?
No, 2.
2 years later, I think. You know, and bearing in mind, like, my grandma and granddad both died when they were quite young, so Mrs. Biddy senior, Shirls, I mean, I was only 3 when she died of cervical cancer, and bless my grandma, she was only 54 days, you know. So when I went through all that last year, I can remember sitting in my bedroom when I'd gone and had that procedure done, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, am I going to be like my grandma, you know, not here anymore? It's an awful place to be in, going from being very independent and all, you know, like being breadwinner in house, family person, sorting it all, sat worrying every month when you're going to eat. It's crazy. And people obviously see me and you on here and Naomi and think, you know, look at them, they're idiots, you know, they're just messing about, having a laugh and a joke. I don't think people actually realise how tough we have it going on. And like, this is us actually being genuinely honest and serious, you know. There's another side to all of us. We never said we were polished, you know. This stream was just about us opening up, and I'm going to get a couple of people on. I know Puppy wanted to come on and that, but honest, like, there's such a stigma attached with mental health, especially with men. I will say that more than women.
Yes, but I say, no.
But you look at Christmas, right? Let's be honest. How many people are sat in my chat that are going to spend Christmas on their own tomorrow? You know, people like Colin and Kels. That, you know, I'm lucky. I've got my mum and Harry, you know what I mean? Even though I've got to share Harry tomorrow, I've still got people to go downstairs with, you know what I'm saying? You know, I suppose if my mum didn't have me and our Harry, I don't know if my mum would be around. Because you've got to have something to live for. And I'm my own worst critic, because I sit here and say this to you lot, But I'm my own worst enemy because I don't do it. I like to big up Kate as well. I like to help everybody else. But these are times where you have to take time for yourself and think, well, why do the good people always seem to get it?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't do alt to anybody. You know, I'm probably one of the nicest people you meet. I'll give you my last pound in my pocket if I've got it. You know that. I'm not money orientated. I'm not materialistic. I never have been. But I do wonder sometimes what I did so wrong to have so many wrongs in my life. Big up, Rob. Yeah. Look, I'll be honest with you, and Stacey will back me up on this one. I don't really talk to anybody. I don't open up to anybody because I've got too many people that rely on me. You know what I'm saying? I've got to be here for Harry, and I've certainly got to be here for my mum. You know, she's all I've got. My dad, I'll be honest, he lives 5 minutes down the road from me, Stacey. Harry's 14 now. He's never met Harry. Me and my son have got on a bus and sat on the opposite seat to him, and he doesn't even know who we are. Because my dad, when I was a kid, put bottles of whiskey before Mrs. Biddy Senior and myself, you know? And my mum, you got to think, she used to have to go to a pub and empty his pockets out so that she could buy a packet of nappies. This motherfucker, and Mrs. Biddy will back me up here, once, right, she bought all this new kitchen stuff, right? Bathroom, washing machine and something else, right? And do you know what he went and did? They paid for it all. He went and took the receipt back, took the money for it, right? And had my mum for 6 months thinking that it went out of stock, and he took the money back to spend it on drink. And she put up with a lot with him, she did. She was a bit like me. She, you know, used to work in fish factories. She was still working at 8 months pregnant, my mum. Fell down some stairs with me and broke a coccyx in her back, my mum did. You know, my mum really did, you know, bless up to her. Because she put up with a lot. And, you know, a little bit same with myself. I put up with it for 18 years. Because I didn't want Harry to grow up without his dad. Do you know what I'm saying? The good thing about a breakup is, you know, I'll never stop him seeing Harry. Because he's Harry's dad at the end of the day, Stacey. I don't want Harry coming to me and saying, you stop me seeing my dad. It's your fault. You know, you got to find out for yourself like I did with my dad. Although it was a cruel blow, did it make me a better person now? Well, yeah, because my mum's got that privilege of being grandma and granddad to Harry. And he's, you know, and Harry hasn't got any grandparents. You got to think, Sam's Kurdish. So his family live in Iraq. So he's never even met his grandparents. He's only got my mum and me. So, you know, it's a tough one for Harry. And it's a tough one for me. Like, me now, I don't want anything. I just want to be left alone, my health to get better or to get manageable, and be happy. It's not a lot to ask, really. But it feels a lot. I don't know, Stace. I don't know what... It's an hard one. I mean, everybody looks at Nye, I suppose, thinks. But I know Nye. I mean, it's big Nye being on tonight because, to be honest with you, we've spoke about mental health before. It's it, Nye. She's come off stream.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I suppose Nye has it tough. You know, I suppose coming on here with us, even though we act silly half at time, I suppose it's a bit of a release for Nye.
Mm.
I suppose it is for you, Stace.
Yeah, definitely.
I suppose when you met us, it was a blessing.
Yeah, definitely.
Big up just a harmless potato. But then again, I take great solace in, I come on YouTube and I don't come on here to make money, and I certainly don't come on here to put misleading thumbnails out there and be toxic and negative. I think what we've created in this chat, and that's a blessing to myself, but that's also a blessing to you guys, is that this channel, whatever you think of me, and Stacey will tell you, I've been trolled on this channel since I started on 1st of January. You know,
Yeah.
people don't like me, or they'll be a bit two-faced and sit in other streams and slag me off, or slag this community off, and then come in here and be kind and give a very false persona to who they really are. Whereas I think in this chat, everybody's allowed their opinion, Stacey. We're very
Yep.
honest. We're very open. I think what we provide might not seem a lot, but I know this channel to a lot of people means a great deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And although I am having it tough, and I will say, me and COVID have this pot thing, pot 1, pot 2, pot 3 or pot 4. And although I'm in pot 3, and I was in pot 4 last week, which is, you know, cry for help sort of thing, which I think I did in a sort of way.
No sort of whereby you did.
And that night was a
That
blessing.
night, me and Renee were panicking. And we just like literally, you messaged Renee and Renee told me, and the colour just went from our faces. We just went into fucking shit mode. Oh shit mode.
I think because I don't take myself seriously at all. I really don't. And I honestly am. What you see is what you get. Stacey can back me up here because she's met me in person. And Niall back me up because I speak to Niall on Discord quite a lot off stream, and we have normal chats. Seriously. You know, we're not all
Yeah, we
as
do.
daft as we
We
act
have
on here.
normal chat,
We
guys.
do, don't we? We do. We do get backstage and put a film on and sit backstage and just, you know, watch films. But I also think that I have started with a very small community. I'm really grafted to get where I am, because other than Evie at Discord of Sir Peacocks, and this is me being really honest and open, nobody at Leeds Communities accepted me. Never been offered on any other Leeds United content creators channels other than Stu and Lee. But they're not Leeds United content creators. You know, Stewie does his West Ham and Lee does his bits and pieces with the darts. So it's real. That were a tough start just to start out with in general. And I can remember certain people saying, "Oh, you won't get past 100 subscribers. You won't do it. Making it a fan channel, it will not work. You will not get a community. You know, people won't come in from Leeds because you're going to have different teams in." And I thought to myself, if this were a bloke doing it, you wouldn't say that. Being a woman on YouTube, and I think there's only Evie and Kate, and what we've got on here, you've got to think what we've got on here. Do you ever see that on a different channel? 4 women sat on a panel, or Susanna as well, so 5 of us, and Renee. You know, where do you find that anywhere else? You don't. And people come for me and say, "You're fucking Yorkshire, you're fucking shit, your teeth's bad, you're ugly, you're a motherfucker," and all this. And I think,
Lesbian.
you're gay. Why have you got that flag behind you? That's a gay pride flag. Well, no, it's a Leeds United flag. That goes with the wall of the colours. You know, I'm a great believer in, I take you as I find you. So if your name's Stacey, your name's Stacey. There's no agenda there. Same as Naomi. I'll be real with it. This might seem shitty what I'm going to say here, but we'll be honest. Would anybody have any of us on their channel back here? No, they won't. Because we're not what people want. You know, these polished channels with the, you know, Sky Sports sort of channels. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying with Leeds Community in general. You've got your goats.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking Joe. You've got Joe, who's a fantastic content creator. Connor. And Evie does very well on the Leeds United side of it. But this channel, although we have Leeds fans in here, we've met this really good connection with Spurs. Weird, but they've accepted us for who we are. Jose, Kate, Jim. You know, Jim messages me all the time just to see if I'm all right dropping in there. Coover, what a lovely friend we've met with Coover. That we didn't know 8 months ago. Because they accepted us for who we were. Because they looked at us and thought, do you know what? They offer something that wee bit different on that channel. And although I'm at 12,000 subscribers, and bless up for what I've achieved and what we've achieved as a panel, we've done that through hard work and being who we are. Even though all of us have got problems in our own lives, massive problems. I have, Stace has, and Naya's in her own way. Renee has. Suzanne, you've heard her before on stream, she'll tell you she's been through a lot. We always take time for somebody else. You know, people will message me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm there. Like Stacey's, you know. Stacey drops me a message and I know when she's feeling fragile, Stacey. I just know. Because we have a certain communication on chat that, like Nye struggles with her parents sometimes. And sometimes, I'll be honest with you, I think we forget Nye's only 19. And me and Stacey are in our 30s. And, you know, when Nye's having a shitty time with mum and dad, she'll always reach out and rant to me and Stacey. All the time. Fucking, she's eating me sausages, my mum, or, you know, they've ate me fucking advent calendar. And we listen to her, you know, because we're blessed with Nye. Because when Nye come on... Well, I know it is. That's what I'm saying.
My mum's ate fucking sausages and my dad ate me fucking advent calendar.
Big up, Evie, darling.
No, big up to Evie. So this is what I'm saying, right? So this what we have is it's very unique. And, you know, bless up to the Spurs community. You know who you are. Because everyone here, Kate, Jose, Talking Ball, I've had us on as... I've had me on there. They've had even Mia, who came off YouTube. She brought me and Stacey on the channel. I remember doing a Spurs watch along with her. You know, because they accepted us for what we were. And I think this channel, although I don't go on with a lot of people, we welcome everybody in. You know, we do. You, and I remember your mum 7 months ago, I'll never go on a YouTube stream. Fuck that. It's not happening. You know, a bit like my mum is downstairs. You've got no chance of me in that chat or me on the stream with you, but I'll watch it on telly. That's how Mrs. Biddy rolls. She watches on telly, but she'll never come in. Because like she says, I'm your mum. So I don't want people to treat me any different, so I just like to sit in an armchair watch. And we know we have a lot of armchair watchers, but what I find in here is that chat feels so tight, that we've grown this, that they all feel comfortable. We've got our own WhatsApp groups that we speak on 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Last night, Coover and us were all talking and Colin. Because I think genuinely what we've done is something different to everybody else. And I think Kate and Jim's channel's like that as well, because they welcome us in. But I've never piggybacked off anybody. And I've grown it from the ground up. And sometimes it is hard to come on here and put a brave face on it. I'm not going to lie to you. How I do it, I don't know. Coover says this to me. You're a stubborn woman. You know, bless up to these people, right? And I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm not ashamed to say it. Puppy, Coover and Stacey all knew that we didn't have a fucking penny in house. We didn't have food in fridge. We didn't even know where Christmas dinner were coming from. Bless up, YouTube paid out today. Went and did the shopping. Done. We're all right over Christmas, me and Mrs. Biddy Senior, bless up for that. You know, grace from God. These all offered money, even Nye offered money out of the pockets to buy us food so that we could have a comfortable Christmas. She messaged me today, you know, do you need all, don't be embarrassed. I'd never go to anybody. I don't even go to my own family because I'm the head of the house in this house now, you know. But, of course, and then I have to come on a stream and, you know, just pretend everything's sort of all right, innit? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough. And I don't think people realise how tough it is. And then you come on here and you've got people being cruel, especially to myself. You know, you've had to go in to a certain person's shop where they work and rein it in because I'm going to stab you, I'm going to murder you. I had to come off Facebook because of it. Take my email address off of you. It worked, but I do believe it still comes in other people's names, but it don't say anything now. So, you know, we've been there.
If it does start again, you must remember, I know where you work. You happen to work with my brother's mother, my stepbrother's mother. So, you know, just keep that in mind. If you start your shit again. Because I won't be so polite the second time.
Big up, Drula, and Merry Christmas to yourself. And I love what we've done here. And Stacey will tell you, we had a conversation a couple of weeks ago, me and Stacey, I suppose it was a pretty hard one for Stacey to take. I'll be honest, because I think I got to a point a couple of weeks ago where I said to Stacey, look, after Christmas, I'm going to close channel down because it's just getting a bit much. And I said, when I cut contact, I mean, I'm cutting contact. Everybody's gone. Completely. I'll have to. But then I think about it for the last couple of weeks, and then I thought, well, I know that.
Can I just say something, Jess?
Go on, feel free.
I did not take it personally. I did not take it personally. Even though I can't, from that perspective, I can't understand where you're coming from in that sense, but I knew it wasn't coming from a place of malice. You thought it was best just to cut ties completely from everybody, and it wasn't just me, it was everybody. And my mum made me understand that next day she didn't make me understand, because she understands where you're coming from when it comes to cutting ties with people and stuff like that. Because I haven't been in that situation where I'm about to do that. But my mum spoke to me, made me understand why. But I didn't take it personally. Even though you thought I did, but I didn't. Just thought I'd get that out there. Sorry.
No, I agree. And I had the same conversation. And I know there's been times where I've had fits, and Nai's been that concerned. She's been on phone to Stacey, and, you know.
Yeah.
And I know she's 19, right? And I know sometimes she drives me up the bleeding wall. I won't lie, I'm real with it. Like Nai, like Stacey. But me, Nai, Stace and Rennie are like really tight sisters, if that makes any sense. And I've got that little bit more confident now where I will go on Kate's stream. That's the only lady that's I will go on with, because I've opened up a little bit on her channel, and her and Jim have always made me feel so welcome. But it's pretty sad when you're not welcomed by your own, other than Evie and a couple of others. I don't know what the threat is. Or you've got people in Leeds community or a certain channel that will deliberately play on the mental health stream or say that the sister's died 17 times just to gain traction in the Leeds community. And do you know what? The sad thing about that is they believe it and they accept him, but they won't me. Why? What is it? What threat are we, to be honest?
We're not. It's because he's a man.
This is true.
And I'm not a man. I'm not, right, don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not a man hater. You know what I mean? But in this instance, I do believe it's because he's a man. He goes into streams that are male-oriented. He's easily accepted, and his lies are easily accepted. One person came and donated this person. And I told him how to get his money back. Because we just felt absolutely awful that this person, this great kind person, donated money to this bloke. I helped this bloke out when we first started coming on the channel. I helped him out with his computer and all that. Then goes into a channel and fucking says his sister died and stuff like that. I'm like, hang on a minute, how many sisters have you got? You know, think about the people that do actually have lost family members. And you're using it as a freaking way to get money out of people. You need to freaking...
Do you know what, Christmas, and this is a really silly thing to say, first year in a long time I've not looked forward to Christmas, and if I could go to sleep tomorrow and wake up on the 1st of January, I absolutely would. But I've got to put the brave front on for Harry, of course, and my mum. And we've had a good day today, me and mum, actually, to be fair. She's had some music on and got stuck in the bathroom. That's another story, but, you know, bless her. I did a bloody closed door on myself, but the one thing that I am blessed with is 1st of January, this channel's been going a year. And in that time, we've hit 12,400 subscribers. And although my views aren't massive, and I don't ever come in here and you never hear me say, please super chat, or I'm not showing you comment, Angels, because you're not a member, or you won't put a super chat in, so I'm not showing it, because a lot of channels are about that nowadays. I think growing a community from the ground up is very hard to do, because in a lot of channels nowadays, you're just a number in there, to be quite honest. Your opinion's not valid, and you see the comments move that quick that you don't really interact with them anymore. And I think in here, although, and it's not about views for me, I don't really care. And I don't care if I make £10 or £10,000. I do believe one day this channel really will be out there. And I put the graft in. Nobody can knock me and say, you haven't worked hard to get where you've got to. And put it this way, it's tough when you're dealing with your own mental health. Plus everybody else is on top of that. Plus your own family. And then coming on here and try to please everybody else. And I think we do a good job of that. I don't mean this big-headed. I think at least one person will go away happy and smile. Like those silly videos I did today and those silly songs in group chat. If that brought a smile to one person,
Oh, it definitely did.
then isn't that what it's all about? I think the world today is very judgmental. And mental health is a really bad stigma. I won't lie. It's a tough one to talk about. You know, this is the first time I've ever done a mental health stream on my channel, and I've done 1.1k videos. But I know Christmas is a massive trigger point for a lot of people, because I think you don't realise how blessed you are just to have family. Whether you've got just your mum or your dad, or you've got your husband and your children, some people don't actually have anybody. And that's sad, innit? You know, or there'll be people on streets tomorrow. So although we have it hard, we have to be blessed that we've got a roof over our head and other things. But I think YouTube is a very toxic world in general, if you allow it to be. If you don't, and I can remember Kuva way back saying to me, look, when you get to 1,000, please never change what you've grown in this channel. And I do believe that we've kept it pretty real. 90% of the time we're daft. No, 99% of the time we're bloody daft. We do start off at football and then it just wavers into Stacey sat in a bra. Pretending she can fucking break dance. Me strumming that silly banjo and just being very light-hearted with it all. Because we're very good at appeasing other people. Let's face it, most people didn't know that you were struggling with Zach as much as you have. Because you come on here and put a brave face on it. And I suppose the only time where you think about it is when you get in that bed, when Zach's gone to bed. You know you battle with Zach. You say 9 o'clock bed. You know still at 11:45 you'll message me and say, do you know Jesse's just gone to bed?
He did go to bed today at 2 o'clock last night.
2 o'clock.
He was in there.
And what I will say is, my door's always open. And I'm always here. And Stacey will back me up here, and so will I, that whenever somebody divulges a conversation to myself, it never goes any further than that. And I would never use it against anybody because I think it's really, really tough. I will say that. Cheeky bitch, you. Don't even start.
And Jules is making us laugh as usual.
Angel's on red wine. Somebody in for a night. Oh, well, it's all right. 'Cause when
yeah.
Colin starts the quiz at 10 o'clock, we'll see how smart Angels is then. And you get yourself on here, you madam, with fucking mouth giving all this, you. Anyway, but it is hard. I know Puppy wanted to come on, Stacey. If he's in chat still and he wants to come on, will you send him a link or will you just drop him a message and see if he wants to come on? Because I know you've got his number, I can't. You know what I'm like with technology. It's this is it, Ben. And we can all be blessed that when I first started on YouTube, and this was another YouTube content creator, right? And he's on Man United, actually, to be fair. Flying Pig. I asked him for some advice, what to do, which channel. And do you know what advice he gave me? Well, always be yourself. And I think I've always done that. Although people, suppose, didn't know the extremes of what we have going on in our personal lives, I think I've always been pretty grounded with what I am and who I am, and you know, everybody's welcome in here. There's no agenda, whether you're gay, straight, what religion you are, what race you are. As long as you're real with us, we're always real with us, with you guys. I think we welcome everybody in. I think everybody's really decent in here, to be fair. I think we've weeded out the ones that aren't next gen. And I think we've got a really nice community in here now. And it's been a tough one to get to where we've got to. You know, it's unfortunate and it's hard and it's really tough to open up to people. I know Kuba struggles with it. I know Nye does. Nye's this way out at the minute that she's spending Christmas on her own because she's fallen out with her parents. Nye's been stubborn. Big up, Daniel.
I'm saying, I'm not being stubborn.
Yes, you are.
I just don't want to go. I just don't want to see my mum's sister.
Listen, right. There'll be plenty of people, and I'll be honest with you here, and Angels has already actually brought it up in chat, that will have to spend Christmas with people round the dinner table that they don't like or they don't get on with because, do you know, funny enough, with families now, and this is very true with my family, births, deaths and weddings is probably the only time we ever meet up. My mum's brother lives 5 minutes down the road. If we see him 3 times a year, you might be lucky. My mum's sister's in Cleethorpes, but we're not close as a family. You know, it's weird because that's what families are. I'm pretty lucky that it's just me and my mum tomorrow, so it's easy. It's easy pickings, you know what I'm saying? Me and my mum like it like that because it's quiet. You know, it's a quiet Christmas this year. It's just different in the fact that, obviously, Harry isn't going to be here. I will be back. I'm back. But, like Stacey's, you know, got to go to Suzanne's tomorrow with the thought at the back of her mind, is that going to start kicking off?
Mm.
But, I don't know, Stacey, I mean, but you have come a long way because you were on depression tablets when you first came on here. But look where you are now.
Mm.
Big up, Zoe.
It's downstream, Bill hanging out.
But it's took you a while to get to where you've got to.
Yeah.
You know, when she first come on here, she never even showed a camera. She never hardly spoke on a stream.
Now she's cheeky.
Now she's struggling to build Lego at 7+.
Exactly.
As it says on the hyphen, hashtag struggling with 7+ Lego. I'm taking Dandelion's new hyphen, which is Banjo Biddy, and she's a freak on a leash, which we all know.
Sorry, you're seeing things as no such hyphen.
Why are you doing this to me? Get that hyphen put back on, Stacey.
On. Yes, Nye, it's me that's putting the hyphen. It's me that's putting the hyphen on.
You know, it doesn't take me 2 seconds to just delete it.
By the way, Freak on a Leash is a song, by the way. Smith messaged me saying can't.
This is true. Well, bless up to your partner who sent you across, Zoe. And
You big up to a partner?
And big up to the Doncaster Rovers as well. See, this is like Carol, like. Carol don't know me, and Carol's never met me. I've met her husband. 2 occasions I've met Tony. And has been very kind, you know, sent really lovely gifts and cards and, you know, really nice lady.
I would love to meet Carol.
Well, I've told Carol, I spoke to Carol actually today, I said, like, me and Mrs. Biddy would love you to come for a cup of tea after Christmas, you know, when you feel comfortable enough to come. Because I know Carol really does struggle.
That's why I know Carol will understand from an autism kind of point of view what the struggle is like. You get different variations of autism, don't get me wrong, people. Not one person is the same, going through the same thing.
That's because you... well, bless up for being Mason's girlfriend, because he's a cheeky little shit.
Yes, he is.
You see, that's where I can't relate with you and Carol, because I know Carol has it tough with Tyler, and obviously you have it tough with Zach. And like you said, there's different spectrums with autism, so I can't even begin to imagine how hard it is for you. I really can't. You know, like I said, I've got a Kevin and Perry teenager, not a, you know, Zach let's be honest, a couple of weeks ago.
Best way to describe it, because Zach is actually going through that teenage angst as well. It's like hormones times 2. Because with them not being on, obviously when you, obviously I'm not a boy, but when you hit that puberty stage, you still, your body's changing. You have some understanding what's going on, but not fully. Zach doesn't zero understand what his body's going through. So he's got all these raging hormones and then not being able to control his temper. So I get like the typical teenage, the slang of doors, not fair, and then you get the violence on top.
Yeah, but let's be honest, Stacey.
All the verbal abuse on top, in my case, half the time.
Let's be honest. And I know you won't mind me saying this. A couple of weeks ago, Zach strangled Stacey on a live stream. Lucky our camera were off. But
Yeah.
that's what Stacey has to deal with. Look, Harry's just teenage years, you know. Harry's no problem to me. He's a good lad. I will say that. And, you know, I think I've done a good job with Harry. I brought him up the right way. But I don't have that to deal with Harry. I'm my own worst enemy. I'm my problem. My mental health. But like with you and Carol, I suppose you two can really relate to each other because you both got it in. You know, I know Tyler's a little bit older than Zach. But you see, when I met Zach and yourself, Zach was sat with his headphones on and all I got out of Zach was, do you like Simpsons? Very repetitive. But I didn't see it as a... You know, I didn't see him kick. So I don't know what he's like. Suppose it's like having Nye 3.0. Why do I feel like you're going to come for me for saying that?
No.
No, Naomi, she's looking at me with them eyes like
Oh.
as if to say something. It's a fucking vape, fucking highlighter, you cheeky bitch. Well, like, but then Carol does lots of nice things, you know. Carol's card and her son's still sat on my desk now, you know. You know, his teddy bear's still sat here. Tyler's. And I know Tyler finds great comfort with his channel. But, I don't know. It's a hard one, isn't it? I don't know. It's tough. We're a lot older than Nye, so I suppose we've experienced a lot more than what Nye's experienced. Well,
Yeah.
ancient, according to Naomi. When you get in your 30s.
I am on the late side of 30s. I am almost 40. 2 weeks on 38, so I'm nearly at that 40. I'm nearly hitting 40. So yeah.
Yeah, but according to Madam, we're like over ill, fucking ancient. Well.
No, the ancient one isn't here at the moment.
Yeah, where is Cruzy?
She's got the link.
She should
Probably
be on
gonna
here.
be and fallen asleep.
No, she's not asleep.
Nobody could do with you because you fall asleep
No.
on a live stream. What's his quiz anyway, Colin? I'm worried. I don't know about you two.
I'll put him popped off before then to get him settled down.
See, that's what I mean. Like getting Zach to bed is just an absolute nightmare.
Yeah. There's days where I just want to sit in front. I just want to go down Bottom Street, just scream.
I hope nobody's watching us from Dr. Phil because they'll feel even worse than they do when they came in. You know what I'm saying? but I did say it is quite triggering for people, and opening up and speaking out it's hard.
That's controversial.
This is true. I prefer to have Dr. Drooler, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Drooler's a warm person, is Drooler. I like Drooler a lot.
Yeah, Drooler. Yeah. Well, that goes to specialist school, so I don't really have that issue per se. But there's one or two there that are quite snooty and look down at you a little bit. It's like, you do know that our children have got the same freaking school. Yeah.
It is true, and even you can go from one extreme to another, I suppose, where you're really up and then you go really down. I don't know.
That was me yesterday. Not get out of that rut I was in. This morning I was dancing around the kitchen baking mince pies and freaking bread. Music blasting.
That's what I'm saying. So you go from, and then Zach will kick, and then that will bring your mood down. And then you're sat thinking, why? And it's hard. You know, Russell's not exactly the most mature 20-year-old child. You know, so sometimes Russell adds to the load, if I'm honest with Russ.
Yes.
Not so much now he's been working at Amazon, I will say that. But I suppose beforehand, not only have you got Zach to deal with, sometimes Russell can trigger Zach, and then you've got the pair of them at it,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
which is not exactly easy. Or you'll go on holiday and come home to an house that were like Steptoe's backyard.
It's promised that will never happen again. We discussed about it yesterday.
I mean, Harry's a lazy little shit. I won't say any different, you know. Me and Mrs. Biddy still make his bed. I suppose he's been manged. Is that the word? A little bit.
I know what you mean though.
I mean, I was still
Although
picking
we're
Harry up at high school in
discussing
year
something
7. You know, and he's like, Mum, I want to walk home with my mates. You see, it was hard to let go with Harry, Stacey, because where I live, and you live in a sort of same situation, is you're very blessed that Zach don't really want to go out and hang around in the streets.
No, I don't.
I personally found that one a hard one to do. Let him off the reins a little bit and go.
I was same with Russell. I was exactly the same with Russell. It was hard to let the loosen them reins up when he started to ask to go back in my old house. The shop wasn't actually. Literally where I live now, and Jeff will verify. Shop's literally 2 doors down. It's me, my neighbour, I got a girl, and then the shop's there. So it's like it was like a 15-20 minute walk from where I used to live. And I just would watch the gate to see him come back. And it was just like, you have to let go at that point. It's like,
It was daunting. I'm not going to say any different, like when he wants to go out with his own friends, because I suppose he never really bothered until he was about 12 or 13, and he was always in the house with me. You know where he was. Do you want Link to come on, Kels, or are you all right? I did message you on Instagram, to be fair, because I know that.
I'm going to send him shortly. He goes to come on, so I'll send him a link shortly.
So if anybody would like to jump on, people feel free. I think me and Stace, you've listened to us for an hour and 4 minutes waffling on about our problems. But like I say, look, I'm not an open book. I'm like an onion. You peel the layers back. I do have a lot going on in my life. I'm trying to deal with it the best I can at the minute, and the best way I find manageable for myself. I hope, for me, I don't wish any presents, gifts, or anything like that. All I want next year is for my health to get a wee bit better and maybe get back to how I used to be a little bit. I know that will take time. I know I'm never, ever going to be the same as I was. But I think I deserve a break now. I think I've been through enough. I don't think I'm a bad person. I'm not perfect. No, I'm not. But I'm a very hard judge of myself, Stacey. I really am a poor judge of character for my own. I will big everybody else up and tell everybody else not to put themselves down. But yeah, I do it. I put myself down. I'm my own worst critic.
I got told, I've done it to you. You told me off, and I started being in contact with friends again now. The bloke that came in the other day, and he tells me off when I bring myself down. He did it up there on chat, told me off. I'm too harsh on myself.
I don't have any self-worth those days, so, you know.
Neither do I.
I'm hard. Me, yeah. But that's a lot to do with what I've been through, so it's just how I am. But I'm going to let Puppy take the floor, and I think you've heard enough from us too, so we'll let Puppy. Welcome in, Puppy, and Merry Christmas.
Hi, Ina.
What are you drinking?
Hey there, everyone. How's it going?
You're not ready to slip
Is
your
my
wrist?
mic okay, by the way?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm hearing myself echo back. I still have the stream on 2 seconds. Yeah. How's everybody doing? It's been a while.
It has been a while. How are you doing?
I'm not too bad. Ended up doing, well, my mum wanted to do Christmas early, so we did it about a week ago. And I had a kind of Christmas weekend with Angela this weekend just gone, so whole thing's over for me. Now it's just leftovers and what's left of the booze and just me on my own now.
Is Angela working over Christmas, puppy?
Nah, she's spending Christmas with her mum, and despite being together 6 years, I still can't seem to win her mum over.
Oh dear.
I can't, honestly. The first time I ever stayed at her house, right? I woke up at about 7 in the morning, ended up sat on the sofa, pinned down by her cat. I left in a couple of days. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Anyway, she came to see me about 3 days later, and she said, "You won't believe what my mum's accused you of this time." So I thought of probably the most ridiculous thing I could think of. I said, "What does she think? I pissed on one of the household plants?" And she goes, "Well, actually, yeah, that's exactly what she's accused you of."
Wow.
Which gets me to wondering, there's piss on a household plant, and you have a cat.
I've got to have a shit in the bedroom, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Mrs. does that to me. Don't worry, dogs keep shitting all in my house.
The thing is, if I like, sometimes I do have bladder problems, but like, if I was incontinent enough that I couldn't get upstairs to use the bog, the door to the garden, like, just like piss on a plant outside. Why would I piss inside? I'm not a dog. My name might be Puppy. I'm not a fucking dog.
I can remember my dad pissing in a wardrobe.
Listen, God.
It just reminded me of what my mum said about my dad pissing in wardrobe. Fucking hell.
To be honest with you, when I was at the height of my of alcoholism, I thought I had a terrific relationship with God, because I would open the door to the bathroom and poof, the light would go on. I'd do my business, shut the door, and the light would go out for me. For ages, I thought it was God. Turns out I was pissing in the fridge. Oh well.
Tess, you don't want to do it now.
I've got black red. Pissing in the fridge. I've heard of something.
Not really. I didn't really. It was a joke. Don't worry. Don't die.
No, not yet.
Okay. Good.
Must be tough though,
You good?
puppy, though.
You good?
Not being accepted
Okay.
by a mum. Why? What's the problem with you? Well, other than pissing a cactus.
I don't know. To be honest with you, I think for ages when we were younger, we were always kind of will we, won't we? And I always kind of rejected her because she was in too close. And I think that hurt her a lot. And, you know, like, I kind of get it. Like, I think her mum's just get, but like, I thought that maybe I would have, like, 6 years, committed relationship. We're both doing very good. Why? I don't know. Like, I get on with all of her family, just her mum thinks I piss on her. Yeah.
I'll let Red Bull let down on fucking hell. I'm back. So you were saying in chat about you were basically diagnosed with autism not long ago.
Yeah, actually, when I heard you were doing this, like, sorry, I've just been kind of looking for the segue to kind of do this, really, but like, I heard that Kuva, that doesn't help.
Good evening, cows.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'll go again.
And again. Let's go.
Yeah, I heard that you guys were doing a mental health stream, and I thought that maybe I'd come on and share my story, because my story is a kind of weird one. like through school, I wasn't what you'd call a problem child. When I was in school, if you were autistic, you were a problem child. So I went through primary school, and I don't think anybody spotted anything was particularly wrong. And then I hit year 7, and then from there it seemed that everybody matured, and I stayed sort of teetering around 11 or 12 mentally, while everybody's like trying to be a young adult. I'm still trying to be a kid. And that, I suppose, yeah, just everything was kind of weird. Like, ended up failing most of my GCSEs and had nothing planned for college. I thought, well, I'll have to go find a job. So I sent messages to, all over trying to find a job. And, after tons of rejections and being ignored, I probably got to the point of being about age 20, 21, where I was kind of like, okay, I should probably go back to trying to get a job. And then when I finally got one, it was last one in, first one out. They sacked me after about 5 months. I still don't know why. And that seemed to be the kind of cycle that I would go through. And every time I would go in for a job, I would get, I suppose I build pressure on myself. There's a lot I can do, but the moment it's your livelihood, the moment that this has got to kind of support you, it's like my hands aren't my hands anymore. And I just, sorry for the phrasing, I just kind of go full retard.
No, I get what you mean.
And it's weird. Like, I managed to go 10 years in the wrestling industry and make very little money. At one point, I was the guy on the poster with a world title in my hand. And I'm getting dressed to go, getting my boots on to go to the ring. And there's a 15, 16-year-old girl in front of me. And she says to me, "How much are you getting paid for tonight's show?" I said, "Paid." We're getting paid? I didn't even know. And it turns out I never got any money because I never named my price. So I would just make sure I was on the show, I'd turn up and I'd do it. And it seems that as the years go on, it's like I put more and more pressure on myself to get something done. And the more that I put the pressure on myself, I just can't seem to do it. And to be honest, the big change was in 2011 was the worst year probably of my life. My parents going through a bit of divorce. And I remember in the space of a week, I had my phone stolen at work out of my locker. Ended up finding out that my mum had to go for surgery for cancer, so I requested, can I go home because I was working away in London. I'd been up 36 hours, gone and bought a new phone. I'm trying to ring mum. There's nobody home. End up having to ring my girlfriend at 6 a.m. while I'm sat at a station because the company gave me the wrong train ticket. It was a day ticket, so I'm sat there. I can't get through the ticket barrier. I think her dad had to come and pick me up from London, like at 6 a.m. so I could get home. And when I did get home, mum was still in surgery, and I get a knock at the door from detectives. I said, "What's the problem?" And at the time, my wrestling coach, my best friend at the time, they say he's gone missing. 3 hours later, I'm walking through some woods to get to my back to my mum's place, and I see some commotion going on in the woods. But it's nighttime; I can't see a thing. I'm just trying to get home to see mum. It turns out he hung himself. what I'd actually seen the commotion in the woods was he took his own life. And this is all in the space of a week. And over the course of that year, I think it was maybe 4 weeks later that I'm sat in a McDonald's, and a girl turns to me and says, "Hey, I really need to talk to you." I said, "Of course, what do you want?" And she didn't manage to get it out before her friends kind of whisked her away. And I said, "Look, if you really need to talk, meet me in town tomorrow. 12 o'clock, I'll be waiting in town." And the next day, 12 o'clock comes, 12:30 comes, I'm still stood there. And this guy walks up, like one of my best friends with her, looks like he's seen a ghost. I said to him, "What's wrong with you?" He says, I've just found her. That was 2. And all in all, over the course of that year, I think 4 people. And then 1 that died in a tragic accident. But to lose that many people in that short space of time, I cracked. I just couldn't. I'm not good at telling these stories. I'm sorry.
Take your time.
But you know, I think what I'm trying to say is I've hit the situation where maybe I haven't worked the work thing out. Like, it wasn't until I was 34 I was diagnosed with autism, and up until that point, I just thought there was something, you know, like I thought that there was something. To be honest with you, I just thought I was plain retarded. You know, like and it's only since getting diagnosed that I can kind of understand. Maybe I can't ever use it as an excuse. I don't think it should be used as an excuse. But I think over the years, I did so many puzzling things that I look back on. And do you ever get that feeling when you look back into your past and you're like a fly on the wall, and something that you did that was either really wrong or you just handled it really badly, made an absolute tit of yourself, and you look at it and you go, and it's almost like you're a fly on the wall going, "No, don't you fucking dare." Like, did you ever get that feeling? Yeah. Sorry, like I feel like I've brought everything down.
No. Go, you're all right. It's fine.
But I think once you've had all that, like once you get a diagnosis, and once you can kind of, I ended up going to a therapist for a little while, and I managed to kind of take some of the odd behaviors I had when I was younger and kind of rationalize them out. Like, maybe you know, I slept with the girl I totally said I wasn't going to because I have low impulse control. Didn't really know it till the diagnosis, but it makes sense. You know, I've always had this thing. I just want to make people happy. I didn't say no back in the day. You know, things like that. It's just really weird things that you make connections and you kind of learn to understand yourself. And once you understand yourself, it's half the battle. So now we get to this point, and as I said, maybe I've not worked the whole taking care of myself thing out, but I'm in a good relationship. I you know, I starred in a movie 2 years ago that's still in post-production. I've done a lot of weird stuff that your normal person wouldn't usually do. 10 years in the wrestling business, directed pornography at one point, weirdly. Don't know how I ended up doing that, but I did. I end up in these weird situations that are so off the cuff that, like, if somebody turns around and says, like, you know, I've been doing, 15 years in my 9 to 5 job, they're asking me, how the hell do you get to do all this stuff? And I'm turning around and saying, well, you've managed to keep a job for 15 years. How the fuck did you do that? So yeah, but understanding yourself is the main part of the battle. If you know what makes you, for want of a better word, weak in life, you can use it as the strength to better yourself. And I have hit that point now that, like, I just want to say that, like, I'm sorry for taking this very down with the story that I told in the beginning. But what I'm trying to say is that if someone like me can go through a lot of that stuff and more, and come back to this position where I can say, actually, at this point, I feel happy with life, then I honestly, truly believe that anybody can. And yeah.
But how long did it take you to get to that point, though, puppy?
On the whole, it took a long time, but after the diagnosis, it was quicker. Therapy helps. If you feel that you need to share something, if you feel that there's something weighting you down that is doing more harm to you than good, then the best thing you can do is either go see therapists, share it with friends, share it with those you love, talk. It's the best thing you can honestly do, because keeping it inwards only hurts yourself. Yeah. Cheers, anyhow.
What are you drinking?
I've got Baileys.
I was going to have Baileys, but then I opened that red wine and that were it.
In fact, if my son Bailey is watching, hey, I'm drinking you. Sorry, Daddy didn't think that through.
Floor's yours, Kels. Over to you.
Okay, well, firstly, thank you for having me back on.
No problem at all.
My story is very, well, it's trans related, so apologies for that.
You don't need to apologise. Anybody gives any grief, they'll be gone. Don't worry about that. It's your time to open up.
Well, I'd known from a very young age that something was wrong. And I'd battled with it, and I created this persona to deal with it, and lived with that, and got married, had kids, moved to another relationship, everything that you normally do. And then in 2014, I was in a toxic relationship. I was in a fast-paced, hard-paced job because I was in games recruitment. And I was driving to work, and all of a sudden I just started to cry, and I couldn't stop. And it was literally draining me because it was all coming out. And when I got to work, I had a word with the management, and they sent me back home. and I got an appointment with the doctor, who diagnosed me with depression. So and ripped me off from work, and she quickly got me an appointment with a counsellor, which took a while. But during that 2 years while I was being counselled, I was put on sertraline.
I'm on that now.
And during those 2 years, while I was being counselled, we worked everything out. But I was getting slightly worse. No, a year. I was getting slightly worse. I was a strange form of self-harm, because I wasn't trying to cut my wrists or anything, but I was eating everything I shouldn't, being diabetic, not taking care of myself that way. And I found myself walking, trying to cross the road when there was cars coming and not caring if the cars were coming. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And cars were having to stop so I could get across the road. And then we started talking about me being transgender. And it all made sense, because I'd got it into my head throughout my younger years that how could I be trans? I knew I should be a girl, but then I thought, how could I be a girl? How can I be a girl when I fancy women? Because we didn't talk about sex or anything in my school, in my day. Remembering that I'm quite a bit older than you are, Jess. And I didn't understand that you could be transgender and a lesbian at the same time. And it was only through talking to the counsellor that we worked it out. And on the 4th of December 2015, I got my name legally changed, and I've been Kellyanne ever since. And after the first year, I decided to come off the sertraline because I thought I didn't need it anymore. And I came off it, and since then, I've got things in the flat to remind me to be more positive, different signs and things, and that helps. And thankfully, I haven't had another breakdown since. And the doctor and the therapist seem to think that because I made the step to be who I always should have been, which is what you see now, it helped, and that stabilised me. And thankfully, at the moment, I can deal with it.
But it must have been hard, Kels, like growing up as a kid, knowing that you were in the wrong body, if that makes any sense.
It did, and it didn't help with the fact that my father was, he was, amongst other things, he was a wife beater, and he was also homophobic. And of course, there wasn't the label transgender back then. It was transvestite, which is slightly a different thing. And he once stood up and told me that if I turned out to be gay, he would kill me. And he meant it literally. He didn't mean make my life hell. He literally meant kill me. So I kept it hidden as best I could. I mean, there were ways that I tried to get around it, but after I came out, certain people, including people who'd known me all my life, said things like, "We've always known, we just waited for you to say." But they never said anything back then.
I suppose it were easier to live a life back in them days, Kels, because of the society that was about them days. I mean, I'm not saying nowadays is much better, but it's more out there nowadays, isn't it? It's more accepted.
Well, if I'd said anything in the 60s or the early 70s, I would have been put in, lunatic. I would have been put in the loony bin, to be honest, because that's what they did back then. And it wouldn't have been much easier in the 80s, to be honest.
Are you happy now?
Yes.
I mean, we're talking about Christmas, and like I know you haven't been on channel for a long time, and I always see Christmas as a season of goodwill, and I always think about you and Colin, especially you two, because I know I'm going through it tough, but I've still got Mrs. Biddy Senior, and I've got Harry, and you know, although me and his dad bloody hate each other's guts, we do the best for my son. Although it's tough, you know, it's adjusting to life. I can't imagine living my life like how you've had to live it, Kels, where you've lived two different lives. You know, you've had children, and you've only got one. I mean, tomorrow you'll spend Christmas on your own. Why aren't your kids so accepting, Kels? That's what I'll never understand.
My eldest daughter is.
Yeah.
She helps me a lot. In fact, in the new year, she's actually going to become my carer because my various conditions are getting worse. And I can do very little in the house. So she's going to come and be my carer. My youngest daughter and my youngest son disowned me the minute I came out. They haven't talked to me since. In fact, at my mum's funeral in 2017, I get dates wrong. My mum's funeral in 2020, my mum's funeral affected me really badly, and I came out the crematorium in tears, and I could barely stand up. But only my eldest daughter came to see to me. My other two children ignored me and didn't even talk to me for the whole time I was there.
Do you never get lonely though, Kels?
I don't mind my own company. And yes, I can get lonely sometimes, but I just work my way through it. I just say the thing I always say to myself is, if I can't alter something, then I won't fret about it. I try not to fret about it because I don't want to go back to the black days. So I sort of like, I built up like a barrier and I just forget about it. I just try to forget about it at least.
I know this is a big step you're coming back on here because obviously the
Yes,
world we live in is quite a cruel world. And, you know, it's a pleasure to have you on tonight, actually, Kels, because I know this must have been very hard for you to come on tonight, especially on a stream as hard as this. Not football content in general, in a mental health stream, opening up in general. I think, you know, bless up to you for coming back on because, you know, hopefully, Kels, this can give you a little bit more of a confidence boost, and maybe in time you might feel comfortable enough to sit back on panel with me, Sue, Nye, Renee, and give you something else in life, because life's a bitch, and unfortunately we all go to that place in our immortal curl. You know, you're put on this place for one reason and you go off this place for one reason. But I think getting you back on here tonight's a massive step. I really do. I know how hard it must have been for you to come on here, and I appreciate you coming on. And, you know, I would, you know, Kels, we always speak off stream, and I can't speak for everybody else because I'm one of these people that my mum brought me up to. You respect who they are, whether they're gay, straight, bisexual, transgender. You respect them for who they are. And, you know, my mum would give me a clip round here if I were disrespectful to anybody. You know, I think I try to welcome everybody in. It's just unfortunate in the world that we live in today that some people are still set in that mindset that they just get affected by it. And I just don't see any problem. I just see you as Kels. You know, I don't need any background towards it because, to be honest with you, you've always just been Kels to me, like Puppy's Puppy, Stacey's Stacey, Nye's Nye. But, you know, if everybody were just a bit more like me, don't you think we'd all live in a bit of a kinder world?
Yeah, definitely.
I think, sorry.
No, go on.
People I don't think people understand. For some reason, people hate what they don't understand. And they don't ask, and they don't even try to understand. And sometimes it's handed down from generation to generation, because my younger brother disowned me at the same time. but he's more like my dad. I fear for his wife because I think he could do exactly what my dad did, because he has all the temperament and everything. Sorry, puppy, carry on.
No, actually, you went on to say kind of what I was going to say, in the sense that a lot of people just don't understand what doesn't directly affect them. When I was growing up, everything was community. The pub was the center of the community. Everybody was kind of out for each other, and I don't know whether everything has become very individualist, and political views have become extremely extreme. You're either one side or the other, and it's always a very us versus them type deal, regardless of which side of that you end up on. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure where I was going with that, actually. So, cheers.
Don't you think though, Puppy, in today's society, being in 2024, that we should just all be a bit more liberal? I mean, look, I'll be real with it. My mum obviously met my dad, but my mum knew she were gay. She'll probably kill me for saying this, mind, but and she lived a life for a long time, bless her. And she met somebody else, and I think she met the woman's an evil bastard. I swear to God, that woman I'd burn on the stake. But you know, my mum lived a life for a long time, and bless up to her, you know. And she came out in end, and you know, she's been on her own for 25 years now. You know, bless up to my mum. But the stigma attached to it for my mum, because she tried to live a life for a long time with my dad and put up with a lot of shit. I mean, he wasn't abusive at all, but he was just a pisshead. And obviously she met somebody else and we ended up back in Leeds because I was in Grimsby. But I've always been brought up to just not question who that person is, whether they're gay, straight or anybody else, because for me, you're born on your birth certificate, it doesn't say sexuality, or, you know, it must be so tough to live a life where you live a lie and be so unhappy. You know, and my mum's been on her own and I don't see her being with anybody else now. You know, bless her, she's not well enough, but you know, my mum's been through the same sort of situation, Kels. I mean, nothing compared to what you have, but I suppose it must have been hard for me mum growing up as a kid and, you know, meeting a bloke and knowing that she didn't want to be with a bloke. It must have been tough for her growing up, because she's very similar age to you, Kels, so it must have been really tough for my mum, you know. And I know she's been on her own a long time, but it must have been hard. Yeah, because it wasn't, I know this is really cruel to say it wasn't accepted back then, was it?
No, it won't. It won't.
If Margaret Thatcher had had her way, she would have eliminated gays altogether. Because she wants to go back to the days when it was illegal to be gay.
Yeah.
But then nobody's allowed to have their expression of how they feel, you know, and that in itself is wrong. I have a friend, she's called Sarah. I went to school with her. She's my closest friend ever. She's the same. She hid it, she kept it a lie, and then she bumped into me and said to me, would it change the way you are with me if I told you I were gay? I went, no, you're who you are because it's who you are. Don't matter to me what you are, you're my friend and you'll always be my friend, and she's still my friend to this day, and I would never judge her no matter how she came across or what she said. She said to me straight, I am gay, how do you feel? Don't change the way I am about you, you're still my friend. In fact, one of my closest friends, that I used to get stoned and dance around the living room at Bronski Beat and all sorts of songs and do all sorts in the living room. And she's still my friend. And she's happily married to her last now, do you know what I mean? She's been there quite a long time. And I've never changed the way, and I've made sure that my kids understand that just because what you see on the outside isn't the same person on the inside. They are probably trying to get out or whatever. I said, do not take a dig at somebody for how they are or who they are, because at the end of the day, that could be you in that situation. So far, touch wood, they've been all right. Can't say much about my son, but my daughter's done the best she can. So yeah.
But you've had it tough, so I'm going to let you take floor now and open up a little bit about yours.
Me?
Yeah, because I know you've been through a lot. I know you've had a rough road. So
My life's been shit. My mum was my nightmare from being young. Me, my sister and my brother, different dads, same mum, different dad. I wasn't the wanted child. My mum didn't want me. She told me that growing up all my life. I was never wanted. My dad's not my dad. Of course, he is my dad. I mean, she's gone now. She's been gone 2 years. But yeah, for me, that was rough. I got everything thrown at me from my mum. You know, I mean, she even took Stacey off me because she thought she had the right to do that and she didn't. And then
Wow.
I think that was my catalyst for finding a relationship where I was beaten to a pulp. You know, I just watched that 24 hours in police custody and I started to think that was me. Being there, no, hands dropped the throat. Sorry.
no.
But I'm here. You know, and not many people get that chance. Whether you're male or female, domestic violence is awful. Mental abuse is even worse, you know. But yeah, that triggered. That's why I've come on. So yeah, it's hard. You know, I've always said to my kids, show respect to people. My kids witness me being beaten up, strangled. Yeah. And I'm gone a long time back now. I was 16 when it started with me. I had John at 17, I had him early, we were prem babe with John. And I married at 18, biggest mistake I ever made. I married his dad, biggest mistake. And it was like, fuck, I got away from him. I was lucky to get away. I got away. And then I met somebody else. Well, my son now calls dad, which is really hard. But I've bitten the bullet and I've made my feelings quite aware of how he makes me feel when I'm around him. But for my son, I said the burnt bridge that we had is a law and goodbye, that's it. There's nothing else in between. There's no party with him, there's nothing like that. If he's in your house and I walk in, I'll be polite, but I won't stay, I'll walk out, which I do. And now it's like, I'm 53. Fuck me, I've been through some shit. 16 to 24. Then I met the other guy and he was the same. I was with him for 15 years. You know, there was a bit of physical violence at the beginning, but that stopped. It became verbal, which for me it was awful. I mean, isolated me from my family. I couldn't go to my mum and dad. And I think the knock-on effect that has, it's not just with me. My dad's got the same thing, even though I've been with Tony 16 years. He's the same with Tony. You know, my dad says, are you allowed to play out? Are you sure you should be here? Dad, Tony's not like the others. He's different. You know, he protects me at all costs. And then I sit and listen to you guys on a whole new feel. I mean, I don't want to, and I'm thinking Christmas this year just doesn't feel right this year for some unknown reason. But I have to realise that I have my issues, but I can also help somebody else. And I've had it rough. I mean, the stars my son didn't even know about what happened to me. My daughter does, Stacey does, but John don't. Tony does. My dad don't. I couldn't tell my dad. My dad got mental. But I mean, there's nobody in it. I can't get my revenge. Well, not my revenge, but I can't paint my anger at somebody that's no longer here because he's dead. So it's Stacey's dad. I mean, he wasn't bad. He was all right. He just cheated on me. That's why I ended his relationship. But with John's dad, I sit and I think I'm still looking at. I'm actually here to walk my path, and if I can help somebody else who's been in that same situation, I mean, I sat there and I thought about doing the same thing, doing box tablets. Did it when Stacey was a baby. Thought the same thing. But no, it's not. It's not worth it. It's fight for a new day, and I'm still here. If you want for Tony, I don't think I will be here either. So, there you go. It's not easy. Stacey's not had it easy. She's had it hard. She's got her own demons. And that's with my son. My son has a temper that's quite violent. To a point where his girlfriend said it was my fault that my son beat women up because I stayed around with his dad. And my dad was like, it was my fault. But why is it my fault when I actually walked away? You know, it took fucking balls to walk away to try and make a new life. And it was rough. I'm here. I'm still sat here doing what I need to do. And I'm still there to support other people. If they need my support, I'll support them all the way. You know, I don't offer anybody. Just don't show me. You know what I mean? And for me, that's hard. There's things I won't talk about because I find them that's a little bit too personal. As you already know, Jess, because I've told you, because we understand each other more than what we thought we did. But yeah, it's hard. And knowing that I'm close to my dad, and he finds it hard. But Tony, I found that really hard to understand that for him, he's got to understand that Tony's not the same, and it's different. It's because I was just talking to Tony about this as well, and it's really, really hard. And then I see you guys, all the talking you guys doing, and thinking, why can't I be like that? Why can't I have had this kind of support back when things were like it with me? And it's like, because things weren't meant to be like that then. Because then it was never spoke about. You went and talked police, your husband beating you up. Go away. Nothing you can do about it. Where now, it's more forefront, and people know about it now, which is more better for people to some partners beating me up, got domestic violence. They can now come out forward and say something. When I happened with me, you couldn't. It was shunned upon. Nobody listened, and now a lot of people do listen, which is good. But people still have that stigma of saying something, especially for a bloke, because a bloke's supposed to be the big guy, you know. But it's hard. It's not easy at all for any of us. But like I said, I'm here. I'm still here.
I don't want to seem off base, but it kind of disgusted me that your son's.
No. Yeah.
Did you say it was your son's partner?
Yes.
That it would be potentially going through the same thing, but then say that it's your fault as if it's so easy to get away.
Well,
that to me just see like who would choose to stay in that situation? Like it's such
in that situation. I'm not saying he does it now. He don't do it no more. He's when it's been really good. He walks away from it, but she's wearing that going in your face, and she'll go and go and go until you actually step over. But he doesn't do that now. He knows how to control himself. But she can make him get angry, and when she throws it in my face, it's like, listen, it's not my fault. I didn't beat you up. I didn't strangle me. I didn't throw things at me. And, you know, I didn't lock myself out of my own house. You know.
I just find it so. I just found it somewhat of a weird reaction that if somebody is going through that then somebody blames somebody else that went through it potentially far worse.
Yep.
I'm sorry for dragging that was just the bit that was just like, wait, what?
Yeah, you blame me for John being the way he is. And I know why is it me? My kid's done really bad shit. And, you know, and I have to say to John, he's done really well. He's reined himself in quite a lot. He's learned how to control himself. And for her to say that to me, I was like, well, hang on a minute. No, listen, love. You've nearly had me a few times knock you straight off your feet. And I have. I've never come close to knocking her straight off her feet. But I turned around and walked away from her because I know how manipulative she can be, because that's what she's like. Yeah, no, she's a player. She's a good one at it all.
It's hard though to walk away so when you've got kids.
I've known a few of those over the years.
So then I sit and listen to Kels about how it's been hard for when we were kids. I mean, I think they're more or less same age. We're out with Kels. How old are you, Kels? Sorry for asking.
61.
So you're just got slightly older than me. But you see, for me growing up in my era, that never bothered us. Do you know what I mean? Because my mum and dad had friends who were either anything and everything. I mean, yeah, and I mean anything. And I swear to God, I've met some weird people in my time. So for me, growing up in that situation where somebody like you, for instance, were going from a man to a woman or a woman to a man, didn't seem weird to me because I saw that already. I was introduced into that kind of a style of life with other people. So for me, I pass it on to my kids. Even my grandkids now say the same thing. But to come out and admit that you're in the wrong body, it's really, really hard. I mean, I've said it. I'm a woman, and I don't joke. I say it. I mean, I'm in the wrong body, and I've always said it. But I wouldn't do what you've done because I don't think I have to do that. Do you know what I mean? It's harder to explain when I don't understand it myself. But for me, I've always said I should have been born a boy. I mean, I've looked at me and gone, yeah. Well, it might have been treated different if I'd been born a boy. Do you know that kind of? And I acted like a boy. I still act like a boy. But for me, I made sure that I've had that experience with gays, with lesbians. My mate's son, he dresses up, he does all the fring roll and everything. You know, and I've seen him get dressed up in drag, and it looks good in drag as well, I must say. But yeah, for me, that don't bother me. I know that era. I've grown up in that era where we were told that you treat people for who they are with the respect they deserve, and that's what I've said to my kids and my grandkids now. And even though they're young, it's like everybody said, "Oh, Nana, is that a man or a woman?" I went, "It's a woman." Even though you could clearly tell it wasn't a woman. I said, "Doesn't matter how they look, it's how they feel. What's important most of all." And she said, "Right, okay," and she just wandered off. So for me, if I can go with my grandkids and make them understand that there's a difference and people have that right to be different, then there shouldn't be any arguments with anybody. I mean, this day and age, like we said, in 2024, okay, I'll move along, grow up, move along, get on with it. You know, leave people alone, let them do what they want to do. But yeah, then you've had your demons and you've had yours and you've had yours and everybody else has got theirs, and it's like, it's good that you're doing this. But I just want to jump on because I was sat downstairs watching that programme and I realised that I wouldn't them view. That's been there, done that. So I came and joined. So I'm here.
Well, thanks for doing it.
Yeah, it's hard. There's things I won't talk about because it's really, really hard, but most of it I can. Do you know what I mean? It's not that I can, but most of it's... I mean, I thought Stacey might have been on, I guess she's hiding.
When I was a lot younger and my dad was hitting my dad, my dad was hitting my mum, sorry, sometimes for what I thought was nothing. I once, when he was a lot calmer, asked him why he was doing it, and he just went, "Well, that's what men do." And it was only later that I found out that his dad had been a wife beater as well.
It's learned behaviour, isn't it?
He sort of learned it from him.
You see, I didn't have that with my mum and dad. My dad never raised his hand to my mum. My God, my dad's soft as shit, but I've seen my dad flip. You know what I mean? But he's never once raised his hand to my mum. My mum might do it to him, because she was schizo, but I never saw my dad once hit my mum. Never. In all the years I was around, never. I've seen him get angry and hit the table and say, "Fucking hell, Rita, you just leave her fucking lad." But he's never got up and he's never slapped or anything like that.
It must have been a thing in that years though, because I can remember Mrs. Biddy telling me about her dad, and he was quite a violent man. Like she said, he used to grit his teeth. He'd say, "I'll break your fucking back," you know. He was a violent man. She even said it, you know, like, my mum, like, growing up as a kid, and she'll, you know, I don't think she'll mind me hearing this, is like, she used to say, you know, he was a violent man, he was vile, he was very pig ignorant for himself, you know. It was, go to Chinese, and it was for him, and for him only. They'd be sat there with scraps, you know, he was a very violent man. She used to say to me, she used to take some fucking wax, my mum, because she was very close to her mum, you know. I will say that, like, bless up to, you know, my grandma, but my mum always said to me growing up, you know, you wouldn't have done round, like, she says it to Annie a lot, actually, you wouldn't have done well having my dad as your dad, because he was a very violent man. He, you know, my mum was oldest, so I think my mum took a lot of the slaps for her brother and sister, but I can remember my mum saying, when my mum's youngest sister got to her age, she'd say, "You hit me again, and I'll go to the police," and he never touched her again, you know. But in them times, like she said, he was a very violent man. He was a vile man. But my mum were really close to her mum. Like, I know they were so close. Like, they really were. Growing up, and she used to go out and work with her mum and stuff like that. But I know that her dad was a very violent man. He was, you know, he was a very trigger happy man, you know what I'm saying? You know, very selfish man. But I suppose in what my mum grew up in is totally different to what I suppose I've grown up in. But then Kels has been through that, and I suppose you've seen it, but on the opposite with your mum, because I know your mum's a massive trigger point for you.
Yeah, my mum's all, for me. See, because my dad worked from morning till late at night, till 6 at night, and by the time we came home from school with tea, when we were in bed, so my dad never saw what went on during the day when he was on his own, when I was with him. But then not so long ago, we actually sat down and we were having a good chat about, which is weird because we don't really talk about my mum that often. And he said, I knew there was something going on when you was growing up because you could feel the animosity from the three of them. So that made my mum, my brother and my sister went, yeah, Dad, it was bad. She'd grit her teeth at me. She tried to throw me in the fucking coal fire. I said, Dad, listen, you never saw anything of what went on with my mum. And then the other day, we sat again talking about my mum, about how he met her. And he said that she was in a right hovel and my brother and my sister didn't care, which I didn't even know about that. And it's like, well, really? I didn't know that. But yeah, I was supporting everything with my mum. Go to shopping, pissing down rain, not biking, thunder and lightning. Oh yeah, Grand Canada. You know, it was me that did it all. Money went missing, it was my fault. It never the other two, it was always me that got blamed for
Yeah, that's the same with my mum, to be fair. It was always my mum that got blamed for it, yeah. But I suppose because she was oldest, she did, I suppose. But it's sign
Yeah.
at times. I mean, Colin's lost both his parents.
Yeah.
And he's another one that a bit like with Kells that'll spend Christmas on
Yeah.
his own. And we take for granted, I suppose, so that you've got Stacey and I've still got Mrs. Biddy Senior and Harry.
Yeah.
So it
And
must
that's
be
what
hard
we
for
got.
these. Yeah,
Just-
it must be
yeah.
hard for Colin and for Kells. It
Yeah.
really must be.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, I understand that too, because I know, like, yeah, I've got Stacey. I've also got Tony. But my dad, I every day my dad's a precious moment for me. If I'm going to be with him next year, do you know what I mean? But for me, I count myself lucky because I've made sure that Stacey was made to understand that life isn't all about being stuck in a corner or being stuck in a rut. If you've got a problem, you need to discuss it. And I've had it got many times, and Stacey's had her problems, you know, and I know she's probably sat back watching, and I've had to step in and stop from taking an overdose myself, you know, because I've seen her doing it. And it's just like, because she was stuck in that rut. You listen, you need to talk. Please talk about it. And I think for Stacey as well, because she's only got me, really, because her dad's not here, he's gone. My mum's gone because Stacey and my mum's relationship was better, way better than my mum's ever was. You know, and she hasn't got that number when my mum's gone, and she misses that. So I think she's trying to do it with my dad, but my dad's not my mum, and it's difficult. Do you know what I mean? It's really, really hard for Stacey to have me like that with her, but we have our own relationship. We don't argue. I tell her straight, me, she don't like it, I tell her straight. She knows that I'm honest with her. But for Stacey, there's no... My mum's not there no more. We've lost turned her. So she sits and she suffers quite a lot without explaining how she feels, which is hard. Sorry, Stacey. I'm going to get slapped. I don't care.
She does find it very hard to open up, though. I mean, it's took me, what, I suppose, well, how long's she been on stream with me? 8 months?
Yeah.
To get her to really open up and how she does feel, because she's another one that puts a very good front on
Yeah.
what she does have going on in her personal life, which is, it's a hard thing
Yeah.
to do, like we all do, I suppose. I suppose Kells does it, I suppose Puppy does it. I know Colin's going through a tough time, and I think that support group, what we've created, really does help a lot of people, because even though you might feel alone, being in there at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, there's always somebody to speak to, which when
Yeah.
you're at a trigger point, is it's very helpful. Even though it might just be a
Yeah.
little message, or me being daft today singing them silly songs in thing, or whatever. Or maybe that silly banjo, fucking Santa Baby and stuff, because I know
Before
people.
wins went like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not joking, no. I actually watched it.
It's
The only time that group doesn't help is when you've had your phone off most of the evening. You turn it on, you get about 160 fucking messages.
yeah, this is true.
Nice. Although I got
Goes for about
59
10
months.
minutes.
Like I said, I haven't been well for the last couple of months either. Things have just been... And I got some blood results back, and my liver's apparently back to normal, which I'm happy about. Thank fuck. So that means I can take that tablet off now. I don't need to take it no more, but
And start drinking again.
I don't take it.
Alright, okay, Frodo.
I can't. I'm going to sit there and go blind. Fucking rain. It goes everywhere.
I was going to say, I'll pour you one.
Well, I can tell it's something gone wrong. Swear to God. I have to say, say my dad's not too bad. My dad's stuck in his old ways. My mum, my grandma, bless her, she's quite strict. So I had my grandma. My grandma would be every weekend. We went off to whenever in the camper van with my granddad. That off my grandma, which she's still here. She's 97 and she's still going strong. But my dad's quite, he's a stubborn old fucker. And sometimes he'd say something, he'd go, "Oh, you shouldn't have said that, Dad." And he's like, "Ugh." I have to walk away from him sometimes. I'm like, "Oh, fucking hell." But my dad don't realise what he's saying because of how he's been brought up from his mum being Austrian and his dad being Irish. So the conflict was, I don't know that. But yeah, mental.
Stuff I can and can't joke about is kind of interesting because I had a breakdown somewhere around 2017 and I was kind of coming out of that just as COVID hit. And then after COVID, you know, obviously then I couldn't really rejoin society until after COVID. But in that sort of run up to COVID, I kind of cut myself off. I didn't look at the news. I didn't look at anything.
Yeah.
And the first thing I remember is coming back and telling some kind of a joke in the pub, and somebody said, "You can't joke about that." I can't. And I would turn around and I would talk about something else, and then I would use a phrase that now I apparently can't say. And I always thought that I would be out of touch. Maybe by the time I'm a grandparent, I didn't think I'd be in my late 30s and still out of touch with the cool kids. I thought I was going to be liberal with a capital L and like, you know.
No, I'm the cool kids. I'm sure you were thinking I told about it together.
Especially with them tits.
One of the funniest ones was I was talking and somebody said to me, because I was getting PIP at the time for the mental capacity, and they said to me, "Why do you get PIP?" They'd overheard me just sort of saying about PIP.
Yeah.
And a complete stranger, this woman, says, "Why do you get PIP?" And I went to tell her the story. I actually went to start talking. And I had this moment where I thought, this is a stranger. Why am I...
Yeah.
What am I going to... But because I've started, I have to kind of say something. And I couldn't think of what to say. And I said, in basic terms, I'm a retard. She said, I'm offended by that. So I said, well, I called myself it, not you. It was just that, like, I'm not saying that, like, there you know, that we should be able to say certain things, but there was a moment where suddenly people were really on that shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
and I'm not entirely sure when that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, my mental breakdown was in 2015. But mine went like straight away. Mine was like a slow build up. My sister died in 2011, and that was my catalyst.
Condolences.
Everything with the past with John's dad, and then losing my sister, everything started to build up then. And then it got to a point where my relationship with Lee, which is Tony's youngest lad, it was horrendous. You know, if you would have met me before I went mentally to Lally, you would have thought, biggest person when the door was closed, me and Lee, I just lost it with Lee all the time. I was always after him, screaming at him. To the point where Tony says, if you don't stop, you're going to have to leave. And then it really came to a head one day, and that's it, you need to go, you need to leave. So I actually had to pack my bags and leave my family home because I was uncontrollable. And I actually put my hands up and went and got help to sort me out. Took me a year, but I'm back where I am now. So, but a lot of work, a lot of.
I think sometimes the secret to happiness, especially in relationships, is having those moments to yourself and having your own identity and being able to kind of have your own passions and do things out in your own time.
Yeah.
What COVID did was it just bunched everybody together.
It did.
And and you can't get away from it. So the stuff that you'd usually work out by taking a step away, everything builds up, and
Yeah.
it becomes kind of like the pressure cooker. With the pressure valve covered, it's only a matter of time. And the
Yeah.
kind of stuff that you could usually just, go to town, have a couple of pints, go for a round of golf, whatever, and just work out on your own time, it hasn't been processed. It's just there.
Yeah. Well, that's like me. Went out to the van at night and put lights out the van. And I'm thinking, I should have done this ages ago. Put the light, yeah, so they put the lights out the van, a bit of tinsel out the van. But that for me was my little buzz. You know what I mean, guys? Yeah. No, it's great, I've done it. And then, yeah, I know people could say, you can't have lights on your van. I don't give a fuck. It's Christmas. And getting the van has meant more to me than being able to just sit. I can get in there, I can drive off and do what I want now. But I could if we had the car, which we aren't getting back. And I know that's my pride and joy, and I've wanted that for so long, and I've got it now. So for me, I'm happy about having that there, having that to jump into. Fuck off and stay away and not to come back in a hurry. The cat can get fed by Stacey. I'm all right by that. I don't care. So it's Tony, come on, let's go. Get in the van, let's just fuck off. For me, that's the best. Same as Tony. Tony's had his mental health issues. He started fishing with his son. And he loves it. He enjoys his fishing. I mean, he don't fish down because it's too cold and Tony can't handle it. But Tony's had mental health issues. In fact, he's still got them. But he's learned to go fishing and do fishing, which is good for him. So, each to their own. We all find something we do with a passion. And he found his fishing. And I found my van. So, grandkids help sometimes. Sometimes. Yeah.
How we doing, Col?
Good evening. Yes, very well, again. Very well.
I was going to say you're waiting there very patiently.
The suspense is killing us for this quiz.
Oh, yes.
Tell me you're staying for the quiz, so we need some brains on panel. We've got Kells on and all, so we'll be all right. Fucking hell, I'm just...
Time for me to prove the word retard correct.
Just need to know who's going first. Chat or panel. How you doing?
Well, normally we go first, but since it's Christmas,
Okay.
should we let the chat go first?
The chat go first.
Oh, you lucky bastards.
Oh, you lucky bastards.
Because my tits are bigger than yours.
In the
I
words
know.
of me, go your tits out, foot lads. Is it because your tits are bigger? There you go. I know how to make a laugh.
So it's 16 questions.
Oh, fuck.
And you have to be being off early. Mixed pop. So Christmas time over the years. So whenever you're ready. I am.
As long as you're ready, Colin, we're ready, love.
Okay then. Don't say.
Let me see.
Is it the panel or the chat first?
Chat can go first since it's Christmas.
Hey.
All right.
Okay, chat.
I'm just going to get my camera off a minute just in case I got to dip out with Zap.
No worries.
I've been backstage.
Good for me, so.
Huh?
Well, let me do that.
Stacey, will you keep scores?
Yeah, we'll do.
Ta.
George does miss calls.
Oh, great. Okay then, so for chat, first question. We all know the famous Band-Aid song was wrote by Bob Geldof. Who did he co-write it with?
I'm glad we went second.
Yeah, nice.
Another club, he was another 80s star.
Oh, I know this one.
I can't see, oh yeah, I can't see chat. Yes, I can't see chat. Can you see chat?
I can see chat. Don't worry, I'll sort it for you.
No, I can't see it. Did you see the private one?
Yeah, they are getting it, Cole. They have answered correctly.
Is it mid
Yeah,
year?
they are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 have got my jaw.
So I'm just doing private
Yes,
time.
it's yeah, Ultravox.
Yeah, all of Ultravox. Absolutely love
Well
Ultravox.
done, right?
Well done, chat.
Okay, for panel, who's going first? Is it Stacey or is she occupied?
Oh, she's occupied.
She's
doing numbers.
otherwise occupied.
Okay, so Susie,
Oh,
one for you, love. Who is this year's Christmas number one?
Oh, fucking.
I ain't got a fucking clue.
Oh, you fucking.
I ain't got a, hang on, let me have a guess then.
I'm in. Wait a minute.
Do you know, I ain't got a clue.
Just a few minutes.
Fucking hell.
She's so much she's gone Broadway.
Keir Starmer and the granny.
Fucking know this, Suzanne.
This year. Last year or this year?
This year. Well, I said it to Mrs. Biddy outside when we're having a cig at back door.
Oh.
This year's the same as last year's.
Not
Oh,
my clue, sorry.
Isn't it? Pretty?
George Michael.
Well, it's one.
Wham.
Is it?
My number one's got a
Last
number one.
Christmas.
I
Last
had,
Christmas.
sorry, I apologise.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's the number one.
Yeah.
Last Christmas was number one, the same.
So no point then, glasses.
No points for panel.
Didn't even think
That's why I was fuming. I'm thinking myself fucking sang it today.
that was good.
I didn't have a fucking clue.
Fucking sang it for you today. Fucking last Christmas. Fucking hell.
I don't know yet. If you're singing today, will you?
Aye.
Okay, panel, chat your ready for this question. Everyone knows the famous Slade song, Makes It Say Body. What year was the first number one on the charts? You have 30 seconds.
Big good copper.
It's Christmas.
One person's got it. Two
Yes.
people, three people.
The taste of stew, correct, 1973. Well done, guys.
Come on, Cal. We're banking on you.
Next question is for Kels. Kels, in 1970, Benny Hill at number one on the charts. What was the title?
The song was called Bernie's Fastest Milk Cart in the West.
Spot on, well done, love.
You don't fancy coming back on panel, do you, Cal, on a Saturday, love? We need your help.
And he drove the fastest milk can in the West.
Fucking hell.
Sorry.
Next question for chat. Who have 3 consecutive number ones in the 1990s? Christmas, of course. Well done, Christmas. Yeah.
In the 90s?
Yes. For chat only.
Oh, yeah.
We have correct answer about the Spice Girls.
Yeah, 2 become 1.
Goodbye. Are it too much?
Yeah.
I think
Not
yeah.
very Christmassy, huh?
No, 2 become 1 with
You
like
will, really?
By the time we got to the 90s, there was less and less Christmassy songs.
Yeah.
Christmas number one.
Yeah, that was one of the other ones, isn't it?
I didn't
And
know.
then there was Cliff with that Millennium Prayer.
Other than that, yeah.
I like Cliff. Hey, hello, mistletoe and wine. They're not wrong with that. And a bit of Eartha Kitt. Don't worry, we'll have an Eartha Kitt sing along before we wrap up stream.
Next question for Jess. Jess, you ready?
I'm ready.
Head in the corner. In 2005, Robbie Williams had number one, a duet. Who's it with? Oh,
Kylie Minogue! The Whitney.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
I know.
Kylie. Nope.
no, it's what's her face.
It's Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember the face. Can you remember her face? I can't remember them. Yeah.
Guys, something stupid like
I'm sorry, guys. I was a jester. I'll everyone
Fuck knows.
come in, son.
Well done,
Well,
chat. I
well-
fucked up as normal, mind you.
I think we should answer it all together. If they can do it all together. So
Yeah, I think for one night only, we all answered it together.
One night only.
It is
Okay,
one
fair
night.
enough then. I'll allow that. The one who is four must get the first answer. Yeah, if you can't answer it, goes to panel. It's Chef Farmader. There's going to be a kick-off.
You go, Col.
It's your quiz.
It's your quiz.
Next question for chat. From 2018 to 2022, the same artist had every number one. Who was it? I didn't do it. Don't look it up.
I think I know this one.
Oh,
Hang on.
No.
No, it's not
Not
them.
you.
Not them.
Probably just a chat only.
Yeah, I know this one.
I don't.
I know it is.
I know it is.
Well done, Carl.
And baby.
Lad baby.
Yeah.
Lad baby.
Yeah.
Lad baby.
Who
Is
the
that
fuck
one
are
of
they?
those, like, adults in a diaper that walks into a fetish club and, like, shits himself while some mistresses.
One of them.
No? Alright,
And
fair
some
enough.
of them about that kind of stuff.
They sang songs like "I Love Sausage Rolls."
So we did we brought this seat on sausage rolls. I love sausage rolls. It said I love rock and roll.
Very annoying.
And I can't remember the other ones.
Don't tell me I love Brussels sprouts. Fucking hell.
They've actually did I think like
You haven't been full of one in 4 years.
record.
Were that rubbish? Why can't I get to number one with Eartha Kitt strumming that banjo? I sing better. Taking piss.
It's a Forest fan, Ryan, if that helps. Not a Forest fan.
Says it all.
Yeah, he's a Forest fan, yeah. I
Next
like
question.
that.
Oh,
That's why you do it.
Somebody listens, can't you?
Puppy,
Yes.
you ready, sir? How many number ones at Christmas has Ed Sheeran had?
What?
He had a Christmas number one.
How many number ones has Ed Sheeran had?
I'm going to take a wild guess at 2.
Wrong.
One. He only had one with Elton John.
Correct. That was close.
Which one's Ed Sheeran? Is that the ginger one?
Him who supports
Yeah,
Ipswich Town.
Okay.
That was in 2017.
At least for you.
Because he had a record out himself and he had the record with Elton John, and they were out the same year. And the Elton John one went to number one, and his own one was at number 2. So he occupied 1 and 2.
Good knowledge, that goes.
Galloway girl, yeah.
Next one. Okay, to chat again. How many number ones did the Beatles have at Christmas time?
Oh, shit.
What Christmas song?
In the
Beatles
Christmas
shut
chart,
on
yeah.
today. The only one I know, but it won't be a Christmas song, is "We all live in a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine."
I used to sing that going down hills like that. I pushed back.
So did I.
Man, and eye drops. And I just love it on my bike. Sing that song. I don't know why I sang this.
You must teach me.
And coming through, chat.
Ride the bike.
Any numbers?
At the minute, we've got 4, 7, none, 4, 4, 4, and 6.
And 6.
Nope.
3.
10 seconds.
2.
think it was
3.
one.
2 or 3.
I'm gonna say
It
2.
was
2.
actually, goes to panel.
2.
I don't know it.
2.
3.
Our time, I'm sorry, it was actually 5.
Five.
Wow.
If you look it up on the Wikipedia, it was 5.
Wow.
Well, I didn't know that.
Neither did I.
I didn't know that either.
So who be next?
Well, just say the question and we'll all answer it,
Disney.
Colin.
Oh, it's Dave, fair play. Fair play, look.
There's more Jack than there's on panel, you see.
Mud had the #1 single in 1974. What was the song called?
I fucking know this one.
Lonely This Christmas.
Sorry?
Lonely This Christmas.
Gonna be
Oh, song, yeah.
lonely.
This Christmas, lonely. I like Eartha Kitt. She's my baby.
Let's go back out.
#1 incoming, Jules Wright, Britain's Got Talent.
For chat. What was the best-selling Christmas song ever?
Fucking know this one.
Surprise me.
Mr. Blobby.
Mr. Bloody.
Well, me and Mrs. Biddy were on about this earlier. It's really weird, is this? But I know this isn't our question, so come on, chat.
So we've got Lonely This Christmas.
Thank you, chat.
So all together now, is that one of your answers, Potato? I know that song. All together now, all together.
If you want a clue, are you allowed a little clue?
No, I never get close.
Don't be mean, it's Christmas.
Hey, they give me shit every week, more or less. Past 2 weeks, I'm
Yeah,
shit.
let her get some shit back. Go on, get some shit back, Stacey.
So we've got Driving Home for Christmas.
I like
We've
that
got
one.
White Christmas. Colin.
White Christmas.
By who?
White
Big
Christmas.
Bill Cosby.
It was Bing Crosby, yes, in 1919.
No, chat's right though. They put White
Well done,
Christmas.
Josh.
Well done,
You
chat.
listen.
Oh, don't split hairs.
Bing Crosby, come on.
I wanna set you up. There's a good song actually, Carl. I like that one.
I wanna sing.
Next one for panel. Who sings Step Into Christmas?
Elton John.
1970s.
Good job.
Step into Christmas tune.
Wow.
Forever and ever.
Shit, I answered that before Colin said fucking question.
No, it's not.
Wow.
You naughty girl.
See, you're the genius on the panel, Jess.
Fucking dreaming. Because I was listening to it earlier.
Yes. The same #1 has been recorded by 2 different artists over the years. And you name the 2 artists. All 2 years.
See, they might need a clue for this one.
The second one was very famous late 70s.
There we
The
go.
first one was 1950s.
Ooh.
I know.
No, I don't know.
So Ian's put Band-Aid. Colin.
Nope.
School wants to clarify. Do you want the song or the 2 artists?
I'll take both.
There we go. So Ian has put White Christmas. Daz has put White Christmas. So has Carol.
Bonnie M.
Not long
Bonnie
ago
M.
in Bethlehem.
Go young, correct. That's one.
And
Seriously.
I like that
Yeah.
song.
Elephant's put Keith
Mary's
Richards.
Blue Child.
Only
The song was called Mary's Blue Child.
Mary's born child, Jesus Christ,
Jesus
was
Christ.
born on Christmas Day. Fucking
Oh, I think
tune.
you go, Rasputin.
Yeah,
My mum
I
had
was
that on.
thinking I'm doing White Christmas, and you know, it's like, well,
Any
White
others on the
Christmas.
Have the chat
Any
got
others
it,
on the
Colin?
original?
The original singer was Harry Belafonte.
I think Boney M did the better.
Yeah, just what year?
Yeah.
What year, Kels? Right,
Harry Belafonte was something like 56, 57.
57. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give it to the chat or what? I'm confused.
Give it to chat.
Right.
Point each.
Yeah, point each, because
Good
Kel's
job.
got one and they got the other.
Because
Okay then.
Kelsey's got the brains. Wow.
So I think she. Right,
What
so
year? Panel. What year was the second Band-Aid single? Our same song, but we don't.
2000
5, I thought, but I think I'm wrong.
Is that the 2003 or 2004?
No, what about the third one? Was the second one something like 1989?
I was thinking.
Kels, spot on. Wow.
Fucking hell, Kel. Can you come on panel every week, love? We'll have you back. You can come on panel.
Wow.
89, I'm going to say it's the year my son was born.
Because the second one was all stock Aiken and Waterman artists. Because Kylie was on it and things like that. People like that.
because
I
she
didn't
made a
think
point.
there was. I thought there were two.
So did I, Puppy. I thought it would. I didn't realise there was one
Also,
before
because
that.
I remember there was one with like Justin Hawkins from The Darkness singing Bono's bit.
That was in the 2000s.
Yeah, and that's the version I was thinking of. I think.
That's what I was thinking of too.
The anniversary version. The third one.
There was that.
John Mayer.
Have they brought one out this year
bit
though
of
again with
Darkness
that, with
and
Ed
some Christmas
Sheeran
song
in it?
about the bell end. Christmas time, blah blah blah, bell end.
There's actually been 4 versions of the Band-Aid song. Because they brought a
One
new
was
one.
it? Yeah.
They brought a new one out this year, which was an amalgamation of all 3 of the old ones.
It's
Yeah,
very
because
good,
he was
Kevin.
experienced, then he's complained about it.
That sold nothing, hardly anything. And the original Band-Aid sold more than the new one this year.
Wow.
Yeah, the new one there, there was a controversy.
Final question goes to chat. Who sang the first line in the original Band-Aid single?
Oh!
I know.
Wait, if we started with the chat, how are they getting the last question?
Probably a cockle by me, but I'll find one more. Yes,
This is a fuck up.
So we've got Paul
Any
Young,
answers?
Genuine Paul Young,
Paul Young's
Carl
right.
Thompson's
Correct.
yeah. Panel,
Correct.
panel chat. I've got 7 now.
I just don't know why, there's a joystick there. Or a gear stick.
Where?
Where?
Right.
There.
Oh,
Because he does his gaming, doesn't he, Puppy?
What are you playing
That
on?
could be a final question.
Yeah.
I'm not playing on anything at the minute. I'm in the stream. Can't do 2 things at once. I'm a man, remember?
Oh, yeah, me I forgot.
What year did E17 hit number 1 for Stay Another
Is that-
fucking hell shit?
Is that Stay Another Day? Won't you stay?
Yeah.
Mine was,
Yeah,
won't you
the
work
year
another shift?
The year I did on Stacey Street. Oh, fucking
91
92, I thought.
hell.
or 2.
1994?
2,
2.
93.
3.
94,
No, it
Paul.
was
I'm
94.
trying to work it out.
We left 94. So that's when we left here, Mum. Where we live where I live now.
Oh,
We left here in 1994 because I was 8 years old.
right. Yeah, 94.
I really want to see now do the one.
We're 93. The year before we left, because I moved, we were 93. We moved out in 94. So we're 93.
I say 94. What does the rest of the panel think?
94.
I'm going with Kel's 94.
Yeah.
94, correct. Right.
So we moved out in 95, Stacey.
That concludes the quiz. So
Well
it's
done,
back
chat.
to do the
Chat 7,
Yes,
panel
well done.
6, because we shared a point. each.
Well done,
That's
chat.
Anna Bolden left my first husband.
Well done, chat.
Well done, guys.
That's 20 years ago.
Hope you enjoyed it.
No, that were great.
Blue Christmas hat looks like a strange turban. Yeah.
30 years ago.
Makes me feel old. I'm 34. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I left. I walked out. Sorry, I left in the August. I walked out. No, you were at school when I left, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
I walked out in a pair of pumps, a pair of shorts, and a vest top. No bra, no.
We went to Osborne Primary School and you were rollers into Parklands.
Yeah. I walked out on the Tuesday and never went back. Not a fucking scary shit. That was 95. July
Nice
95.
Michael.
June, July 95 it was. Wow. It's a long time ago.
What's everybody's all-time favourite Christmas song? Now we've got the mental health stream out the way. And just something a bit light-hearted for half an hour before we wrap up. But what is everybody's favourite Christmas song?
I don't have one.
There's been so many.
Mine will always be played.
There was one released the other year by a band called Sabaton called Christmas Truce. Very underrated Christmas song. Go listen to it. It's fantastic.
Mine's Christa Berg, Spaceman Came Travelling. I love that song.
Spaceman.
Yeah.
No, not that kind of Spaceman. It's a nice
I
song.
always liked Christa Berg because my parents had an album of his when we were kids, and going back and looking at that album as an adult and listening to some of his songs, I still can't work out what the fuck that monobrowed nanny shagger is singing about.
Oh my lord! Do you know, all I can think of is Bonnie M.
And I've got to think of my little Eartha kit because I think I rocked her today.
Mary's Bookshelves.
Love it.
Susie.
Boy child.
Mary's Bookshelves.
Yeah, more
Mary's
child.
Bookshelves.
Jesus Christ was born on Christmas Day.
Not long ago in Bethlehem, oh, the only child said, Bosh. Mrs. Biddy will listen to it today. Hey, no, hey, the angels. You ready? Come on, Stacey, you've got to sing along. Come
I
on.
got most of my dance moves.
Come by, me lord. Come by, me lord. See, we can
Well,
go from
fuck, that
serious.
was kindergarten all over
I
again.
tell you, this is my baby, this. It's coming with me when I get
better
buried.
than the person we had at nursery school. You know?
I'm not
Johnny
much better.
Bastards when a child was born. Oh my lord.
I like Wham. I must admit, last Christmas, that's a
I
nice
feel
one.
old now.
Wasn't there another one that Christa Berg did?
Lady in
There
Red.
was a spaceman, that horse show, and there was another one, something about like
Lady in
snow
Red?
in New York or something like that. That was it, wasn't it?
Fair tale, New York.
No.
What's the name of it? Kiss your collar, pubs.
The dog.
Keep going.
Boom.
I like Mad World. I do like that song, actually, to be fair.
The most fucking depressing Christmas song ever. And considering it wins out over Cliff Richard and his bloody Millennium Prayer is something, you know.
This is true.
Shaking Stevens.
I did that and all. I did a nice rendition of that with banjo today.
Everyone, snow is falling all around. Yeah, I used to like Shaking Stevens.
The darkness,
Excellent.
Christmas time.
blah 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 bell, and
Proper Crimbo selector.
Selector.
Yes. Come along and sing with me. Pumpkin Ball Selector.
Absolutely. That were a good one, that.
So I'm getting a
Oh,
bit
shit.
I daren't ask actually about Christmas films because I know what she's going to say, and I'm glad Naomi in on panel.
Dad,
Home Alone for me, and I says it's shit.
I love Home Alone too.
And start the Die Hard is not a Christmas movie in the chat.
The 1950s.
Hang on, listen, I will know, right? If it's not a Christmas film, why the fuck have they got Christmas trees in the fucking film?
It
Christmas.
takes place on Christmas Day, of course. It's a Christmas movie.
On Christmas Eve, there's a Christmas tree. There's Christmas songs.
Oh, is that what we've got to now?
Look, for some people, right? For some people, the words "ho ho ho" get you in the Christmas spirit. For me, it's yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
But if
Yes.
Die Hard, if
But
Die
I love
Hard,
Die Hard, just so you know I don't.
Kels, what we're coming to when they're saying Die Hard's a Christmas film? Yeah.
Everyone.
if Die Hard is a Christmas film, then Lethal Weapon 1 is a Christmas film.
Yes.
They sing Christmas songs. It's set at Christmas. They even plow through Christmas trees.
Because nothing says Christmas like I'm getting too old for this shit.
I hope.
I like Gremlins. I like it when they chuck her out of that window when she goes flying through a window. And the snow. So if we're saying that's a Christmas film, so is Gremlins. Here's potential.
That's nice. Yeah, and that totally applies to my Christmas. Don't feed me after midnight.
They've been proven. Die Hard mentions Christmas more times than Miracle on 34th Street. Someone should let a comparison.
That is a good film though.
On 34th Street.
Oh, shush.
That is actually a good film though, that Miracle on 34th Street.
Miracle on 34th.
I like the Muppets Christmas Carol. Have I watched a Christmas
For me,
film over
it's not
Christmas?
Christmas. The thing that I hate about the Muppets Christmas Carol is the fact that they removed the song from the middle of it. On VHS, there was a song called The Love Is Gone, and they cut it in the DVD version. So at the end of Muppet Christmas Carol, when they all return to that song and sing The Love We Found, it makes no sense now.
Do you know why they do that to films? The cut it, right? It's like when you're watching Ghostbusters. If you watch the original Ghostbusters, when they've all been let out of jail, they're going to a room and and the black guy goes, "I've seen shit that can turn you white." That's no longer in it.
You're cut out.
I told Tony that. No, he says no. He says they're real. It's what he says. That the ghosts are real. I said to Tony.
The funny thing is, if that line had been the other way round in the first place, it would never have been in the movie.
Yeah.
Even Trading Places is classed as a Christmas movie.
Trading
Is
Places.
that the Mel Brooks one?
No, Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a
movie.
movie.
Funny.
He's on a skateboard and he ain't got no legs. He goes, I can skate, I can feel my legs.
Yep, Die Hard, popular Christmas films, Die Hard's in there.
What's the worst Christmas movie?
Debbie Does Lapland.
You know?
That's not a good though.
Jingle All the Way is pretty bad. Like, when not even Arnie saying put that cookie down can't save a movie, you know you're done fucked up.
I watched the old.
Nice on telly at minute, Shed and Buried. So I was just watching that, Shed and Buried.
Didn't bury. That's what's his name. Oh.
Video.
Let's see what comes to the worst Christmas movie of all time. Oh, look.
I fucking... Well, the crap they've put on over Christmas, I prefer to watch YouTube, if I'm honest, like, to be quite honest with you.
I think we watched
Home
Bing Crosby's
Alone
right
3.
Christmas. Oh, wait, what's
Yeah,
it?
that's shy. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Right. So Rotten Tomatoes has done a 22 worst Christmas movies ever. So, so got Home Alone 3.
Don't like it.
So at number 22, Home Alone 3.
Don't like
At
it.
number 21, unaccompanied minors. Never heard of it.
Don't like it.
At number
Unaccompanied
20,
minors.
Noel. A
Yeah,
Fourth
right.
Christmas is number 19. I'll Be Home for Christmas is 18. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. 19.
What? I need to see that. Somebody send me a copy. That sounds amazing.
What about Santa Conquers Debbie Does Dallas?
That's
Schindler's List is a Christmas movie? Wow.
It is.
Is it?
The Christmas Candle is at number 16. Fred Claus is 15. Santa Claus in 1985 is 14. Tyler Perry's
Pick up from Germany.
Maddie at Christmas, that's 13. Perfect Holiday is number 12.
Hey, we do these.
I've had none of it. Love the Coopers is at 11.
She said Love the
Santa Claus
Coopers.
3, The Great Escape, that's number 10. Jingle All the Way comes at number 9.
I know I didn't go all the way.
A Merry Friggin' Christmas comes at number 8. The Christmas Horror Movie, I agree with this one, it's shite. The Black Christmas,
Bless you, Merry
2006,
Christmas,
it's a horror movie. An American Idol is at number 6. Mixed Nuts is at number 5. Surviving Christmas is at number 4.
I feel like that this year.
Deck the Halls is number 3.
Yeah, I've seen that, I think.
Christmas with the Cranks is number 2. And number 1 is The Nutcracker, which was released in 2010.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad list of movies.
What's best Christmas films?
Best Christmas movies, have a look, see. That's on Rotten Tomatoes.
All right then. What's everybody's favourite Christmas tipple? And it doesn't have to be alcoholic.
Coffee.
Mrs. Biddy's
Snowball.
saying coffee.
So I've got number 1 then.
Just can't drink it no more.
Whatever this jammy red's quite nice.
So, according to Rotten Tomatoes, the best number 1 Christmas movie of all time.
Be right back. Just gonna go grab another Baileys.
Meet Me in St. Louis, which is in 1944.
What? I've never heard of that. I bet Mrs. Biddy has.
And then number 2, this is top 100 by the way. The Shop Around the Corner, 1940. Hang on a minute.
I've never
At
heard of
number
this.
3, The Holdovers, that was 2023. Number 4, Tangerine, which was released in 2015.
Not got a fucking clue, Stacey.
Number
never
5,
heard of
Miracle
this.
on 34th Street,
What's
the
that?
original.
Black and white
was
one.
in 1947.
Yeah, that's all right.
Mrs.
I've seen that with Mrs. Biddy.
I love it.
And
What
then
is
at
it
number
called?
6, we've got Pretty Little Woman, which was released in 2019.
Yes, angels. Chitty, chitty. Bang, bang, bang.
Number 7, Tim Burton's Night Before Christmas. Agreed. Number 8, Klaus is 2019. Animated one. And then we've got number 9, Carol. Not a clue. Number 10, we've got It's a Wonderful Life, 1946. This next one makes me happy. At number 11, Die Hard. Number 12, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
What was that? Guide of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas Special.
That's
That comes
the
in
Christmas
12.
special.
Yeah. And then at number 13, we've got The Apartment, which is released in 1960.
Stacey, that's enough.
Where's like Home Alone? And
I'm going to find out now for you in a second.
I'll have Rita Sue and Bob Stewart's favourite Christmas film. Fuck it.
Edward Scissorhands is number 18.
Edward Scissorhands.
Meet Me at St. Louis, or whatever it was called. That's a Judy Garland film, and it is set at Christmas. It's on the telly at Christmas.
Gremlins is number 25.
Love Gremlins. Don't care, Gremlins is great.
Good film tonight, Beauty 2. Got 12:30.
What is it?
Remember the Roy Horror Show? The original one?
Is that on
Christmas
that?
Carol,
Yeah.
that's number 35.
Yeah, we watched what did we watch?
I'll record that, Colin. I like that because I've been watching Midnight Mass. Still thinking of going up. Do you know last time I went to Midnight Mass? Listen to this one, right? We'd gone with a friend. Who bit keen on beer, shall we just say. Do you know what she ended up doing? Nicking the nativity set out at fucking church. I mean, I'm going back when I was about 15. A long time ago. For
The
fuck's
last
sake.
film was fun. 1, Die Hard. 2, Die Hard 2. 3, Gremlins. 4 out of 10, other rubbish. 2 of us on the Die Hard train. Yes.
I've never seen Die Hard.
I will just.
Me neither, Colin.
You've never seen Die Hard?
Never.
No, honestly, not.
Swear down. I'm not into
Speed.
Speed. I like that film, me. That's good, Speed. Not the kind you take, neither. Just before anyone fucking starts in chat.
Well, screw.
Do you know what I preferred to Speed? The Father Ted episode with the milk float that can't go less than 4 miles per hour.
Yeah, we've got that. We've got episodes of Father Ted downloaded at the Sky to watch. Love Father Ted.
Home Alone.
That was so much more thrilling to me than Keanu Reeves on a bus.
You know you want one.
Home Alone. Number 81. Top 100.
81, are they taking the piss? Has Naomi been rating them films?
So 89 is Christmas Miracle on 34th Street, the 94 release.
I like that one.
And we've got
Is that the one with the kid from Matilda and
It
Richard?
is. Might watch that tonight.
Richard Attenborough. The Grinch, the 2018 version is number 90.
Where's Elf?
Elf was right. I think it was like 6. I'll go back up in a minute and find it.
It's got to be Fools and Horses at Christmas or Royal Family for me. Bosh. I'm putting them on tonight.
When they were stripping wallpaper in the living room, we dancing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's got them fucking spatulas fucking doing wall. You better
For the
believe.
first couple of years that they were on the air, Mrs. Brown's Boys used to have a remarkably good Christmas
Yeah.
special every year.
Yes.
Love
Yes.
Mrs. Brown Boys.
Elf came at number 26.
Weird factoid, by the way. Mrs. Brown's Boys, the first time I ever knew it was on, I left my TV on and went cooking, and I heard Brendan O'Carroll speak as Mrs. Brown asking a question to the audience, and I answered it thinking my nan was.
Well, then you'll appreciate this cup, then, Omar.
I'm not saying that my grandma looked like a man. She was a beautiful woman, but like just the sense of dress,
Yeah.
even to the mole, the hairdo, everything was spot on, including that voice.
Yeah.
I love Mrs. Brown's Boys. I watched that one and I said to Tony, you need to watch Mrs. Brown's Boys. I said, you're going to fucking wet yourself watching it. But all right, and he watched it and loved it. Absolutely loves it. We watched it over and over again. And then
That's what I first did. You fucking idiot.
I explained to Lynn the other day, oh, when I was like, huh? Because Kathy's daughter's his wife in real life.
So,
Right.
so Kathy is his wife in real life, plays his
Yes.
daughter.
Yeah,
The person
Buster's his son,
yeah, Buster's his son.
The woman who's married
plays
to
Maria as his daughter.
Yes.
and the one who's married to Maria is the one who plays Buster's best friend.
Yeah.
The one who's married to the blonde-haired girl. Oh.
Mhm.
The one that's illiterate. Oh man.
You
The one
are?
that's illiterate. The one that's illiterate. Couldn't read. Apparently couldn't read.
Oh, Mark.
Yeah. His wife. He's married to Buster in real life.
Yeah. And Bono is Buster's son.
Yeah, Bono is Buster's son. It's really weird.
When you piece it together, it's actually pretty fucked up. If you take the characters and then apply the dynamics, it is kind of fucked up.
Yeah, so Brandon O'Carroll, Jennifer Gibney, so their husband and wife. Then you got Fiona O'Carroll,
Also,
Danny
Brandon
O'Carroll.
O'Carroll's ex-wife played in it as well.
There was one line that there was one particular line that Brendan O'Carroll said that, as Mrs. Brown, that I remember my grandma once saying, and like in that moment, he practically personifies my grandmother. Like, it's like watching a home recorded video.
A lot of people have said he got the English Irish granny down to a T.
It's the way the woman and it captures my grandma, God rest her it captures her personality perfectly. I think it's Maria's mother in it is saying to her, you know, oh, last year he bought me a Mercedes Benz, my husband,
Yeah.
and you know and she's like, that's nice. Oh, and the other year he took me to Paris, and he's like, that's nice. What did your husband get for you? And she says, well, he got me elocution lessons. And she's like, no, seriously? He's like, yeah, he did. I used to be so brash. I used to say, fuck off. Now I just say, that's nice.
I remember that.
And that was totally my grandma's brand. Like, that was...
No, that one with giblets for me, where he's left that fucking them giblets. Grandad didn't fucking take it. That's a good one.
I mean, that's stupid. I've just thought she died near Christmas, and that was 24 years ago. God, time flies.
I remember once, just after I came out, I went to my friend's house, and there was this kid who lived next door. He was only about 11, and he asked me if I was like Mrs. Brown. Because obviously Mrs. Brown was the only one he'd ever seen that was a man dressed as a woman, and he asked me if I was like Mrs. Brown.
What was your response?
I didn't take offence. I just went yes, because it was to help him explain it to him.
Yeah.
Because he was, like I say, he was very young.
Yeah, and it's more easy for him to understand as well, because that's a concept that he's watched and he's seen, and then to come out and say that's actually, sometimes you don't get to say it or not, and you think, do I or don't I? That's
What about the waxing strips episode?
waxing strips.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The mechanical Christmas tree was one of my favourites.
Next on the list to watch. What you
The mechanical bull Christmas tree.
Going round in circles. Oh, I love that one, mate.
I like Stepson's
Particularly enough,
Christmas
when they
special,
first
though.
came on
That's good.
scene, I was still wrestling, and a lot of the stuff that I used to do in the ring was very slapstick. So he was somebody that I used to kind of study because, you know, okay, not a lot of the physical aspect applies, but that sense of comedic timing, you know, the build up, you let the crowd in on it, you tease something. It's almost to the point that they know it's going to happen, but you don't. And it makes it all, yeah, it's just, I learned a lot from Brendan O'Carroll.
When they keep the mistakes in, they don't edit the mistakes out, do they? They keep them in.
When he does like the tongue twisters and you go, just like it.
And when they break character, they start laughing at a character, and they just go.
My personal favourite was Shock, and you've got the violins going, and he sort of freezes for the moment with the shock look like, and then goes for the door, goes out into the set, finds the violinist, like, fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, funny. I love Mrs. Brown.
Oh, whatever, when she when you left the handbag in the kitchen, runs to the front, runs to go to the closet just to get the handbag, runs back to pick him up.
Yeah, when you said Stacey. Sorry.
The vibrator. She goes through the handbag and finds the vibrator and can't turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
There's a scene where she's supposed to have a handbag with, where he's supposed to have the handbag. He goes literally just runs to where all the cameras are, runs to the kitchen set.
Runs past the front of the audience.
Yeah, to go get the bag and goes back onto the pub bar. Sit down.
Yeah, I love Mrs. Brown voice. So good.
It's so funny.
Ow!
Yeah, but the one that always thinks, oh, and the toilet under the stairs.
Yeah.
That was the waxing strip one.
Yeah.
No.
Louis kind of posh.
Do you know, Stacey, if you think about it, if you look at my stairs when you come at my house,
You
all
can
my
see
stairs looks like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? When I tell them, I'm like, Mrs. Brown, are you in there? And he goes, what are you doing? Just sitting Mrs. Brown's in the toilet. Fucking weird.
Merry Christmas,
Oh,
Desmond.
okay, not coming, it's too small.
I'm still getting over that fucking constipated Santa, if I'm honest. It's done me dirty, that fucking Santa. I don't know what's fucking worse.
I don't know, it's the squatting Santa that's intimidating me.
That reindeer's intimidating me, you better believe it. And then you've got that jiggling the skirt round. I guess I don't look at these when I do backgrounds, I just put them up and think I hope for best. What's everybody doing for Christmas tomorrow? Spending it with the families or
I'm at her house.
you're with?
As I said,
Yes, did it?
I'm at your house.
Christmas for me is kind of done now. So earlier in the month it did work out. Like I was told, like when I heard everybody's plans, it did kind of work out that I was spending Christmas Day alone, which I've never done. But then the more I got used to the idea, like I was thinking, oh, I might invite a few people over, and then I thought to myself, shit, it's 24 hours, me on my own, at home, nothing to do but play games and eat leftovers. Fuck yes! Let's do this!
Yeah, I've done Christmas Day once on my own, which was rough, but my dad's on his own, so I'm going to go pick him up and bring him here for a day. All I want is beef. So that's what, it's beef.
Don't go there. Do you know my mum, right? I went and bought a brisket joint today, right? Let's just say she's been a bit stressed out with the dogs being a bit loose, right? So I cooked this beef, you know, made it a sarnie and that, and I had my tea. And then she's there going, give dogs a bit more rabid. Come on, don't be mean, it's Christmas, right? So they've had this fucking beef, but I can guarantee you it, man. They do that in front room, I'll hear at fucking 5 o'clock. You mucky little bastards! I said to her already, you're not blaming me. You were the one with the Christmas fucking spirit. I swear to God, them dogs today, they've been pogged out all fucking day. They've got pigs in blankets for dinner tomorrow. Fucking bacon and lot. It's like, what? Fucking eat better than us, man. Tell you. Mind you, Budgies have had the grapes. They've had lettuce. They've had banana. They're all good. Fucking happy days. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
We've got
Yeah,
there.
I'm with my daddy tomorrow for a day. Well, he'll make a pig's ear himself and say, oh, let's enjoy that, I'll take me home.
You joining us tomorrow?
I have to drink as well, so.
So,
Well, he's got a job.
you joining us on stream tomorrow?
What time we on tomorrow?
7. Just thought we'd come on and just have just a couple of hours, keep people company. Colin's
Yeah, why
welcome,
not?
Kelsey's going to come on, Puppy's more than welcome.
If I'm not on straight away, I'm
No, you join us when you know, you got sorted. Like, Stacey will send you a link, but I just thought it'd be a nice thing to do on Christmas Day. Then everybody ain't sort of spending it on their own in the evening. Even if they're spending it on their own in the morning, they can come on and we'll just have a bit of a laugh. And
What time's that stream?
7 o'clock tomorrow night, Pup, because I'm going to spend some time with Harry in the morning because obviously he's going with his dad at 3. So I'm going to spend morning with my mum and Harry and do presents and stuff like that for him. Cook tea. And then he's going to go with his dad. So it'll kind of soften up blow a little bit for me as well.
All right, Stace, send me a link if needed, and
Okay,
I'll
okay.
make sure I have hands on.
Yeah, Carl.
Has
Tell.
anybody watched that movie, Red One, yet?
No.
Yes.
With Dwayne Johnson?
Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Captain
I
America.
watched it, like, and over the years I wouldn't doubt, did that fat Santa get down the chimney? He don't. He shrinks. He goes small and goes big.
You're
I
going
was
to come
quite
and say
impressed.
Merry Christmas.
Right, Stacey got invited today. She went, Mum, why is your van packed so far back here? I went, got to leave enough space for Santa Claus to get on his sleigh, Anna. I said, fucking shut up, you silly cunt.
And I went, she
I ain't
goes,
got a
"Get in
chimney."
there." I went, I can't get in.
You can always ride in your shag van on top and just put Slade on top.
She only parked that far back. The passenger door would have hit the wall.
I mean, you could get your tits in, that's what it was.
Oh, God.
I'm going to wish everybody Merry Christmas.
Puppy? Puppy?
Who's
Is that a Leeds hat you're wearing now?
Who's there?
Yeah, it's a Leeds United Santa hat.
I sound of a fancy word.
Yeah, they're in the Leeds United store, £10. Not bad for what's effectively a
I
gag.
see you smiling. Where's Missy?
Yeah.
Princess.
Where's Missy?
Come a bit closer to the screen.
Sweet little dog, you.
Oh, just the main badge there.
He wants to see your badge. You need to come close to the screen.
What is that? What is that? Cool. Well.
Are you wishing me Merry Christmas or you want some more of that beef?
Mrs.
They'll be sulking it morning. They do it every Christmas because I'll be opening presents and these will be thinking they've been left out. Not that they've had treats today. Haven't you? I love my pets. I won't be without them.
Do you know what I've done? I brought I got it off of Russell, that Nintendo and Stacey. So I
Which?
brought her off the little docking station and put it on. So I'm going to take the docking station out of the box and I put it in another box and I brought it up. So she gets the docking station first. And then I say, right now, what goes to that? Then she's going to get the power lead.
Oh, you're mean.
I don't
I
know
know.
what Terry's, I'm not going to lie. It's a bit old for it now. He knows what he wanted. He just give me a list, so you know what I mean? It's yeah, he's at that age now where it's mum.
Save yourself the time.
I'll be honest
I'll
with you, I'm
make
not
sure
the
it's
best.
sent to the North Pole.
This is true.
That's what I would do.
Are you going to join us tomorrow, Cobber? Come on stream tomorrow. You're more than welcome.
Cobber, I seriously, I tell you, she put a part near the house, so I couldn't get in. She's like, get in light.
Well, you've got a picture of Van Stacey with lights on it.
I tell you one thing, those Christmas mince pies of yours did look nice.
I've got to go make some gluten-free ones when I go down. I've already done the pastry.
I won't lie though, them ones that Carol... Do you know what last week when Carol dropped those mince pies off and that cream? Oh, it's the little
I
things in
tell you
life.
what, I don't eat these lights, so tomorrow
I want to send them at first. See ya.
I've got everything in Kai probably tomorrow night at some point. Although it's supposed to be tonight.
We have 7 in the Blue Cross household, Kate. We have a couple...
No,
I tell you what, I'll go bring Teddy and Sweet up since it's Christmas.
excuse
You
me.
haven't seen Teddy and Sweet. Let me go bring Teddy and Sugden up just to wish you Merry Christmas and then they're going back down because if they piddle, I'll be grounded
That
tomorrow.
came out a little louder than I was expecting.
Don't worry, now does it every stream, puppy.
Night
Fucking
time.
hell. Let me go get the other 2.
So the van
She
was
was
actually.
sat a lot closer than that. And she was expecting me to squeeze in it. I can't get in the goddamn thing. Look at the wall.
Yeah, I was closer to the wall, wasn't I?
You what?
That was my Christmas van.
Well, she's gone downstairs to do the...
Dogs.
Whatever happened to Nye anyway?
Not a clue. I think it might be a bit too much
Seriously?
for her.
Yeah, she's got a lot on herself, hasn't she?
Oh no, she was summoned by her mum and dad and never came back.
But like I said, I've been downstairs and watched that Pleasing 24 Hours. And
Are you still with us, Nye? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Sorry.
Don't see these up.
program.
Here they are, look. This is Daddy
Oh,
and there's Sugden.
Oh,
no, just all
Gorgeous. Out there.
oh.
These 2 are allowed
That's it,
upstairs.
not fruit door.
You like what Joe's dogs are, aren't they? Well, dogs have got left now.
And wish everybody Merry Christmas. Yeah.
Oh, and it's my Charlie.
I've got a dog called Charlie. Right, they went back down before they
Where's,
went.
No,
Got
just
weird
the
on my
kids.
pajama bottoms. It's a little shit.
And Michael wait to go out.
No, look, people laid on the bed, on my pajama bottoms, well, the toilet pajamas outside thinking, I'm not joking, I'll go get him off the bed and he'll be laid on him and he's got a pull him and he'll fucking scratch me, little shit.
He's hiding
Oh, very
from
good.
I can see tail. I can see tail.
Hello.
Hello.
Here we go. Here comes Thorius.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
Joel.
You little shit.
Hello. Yeah, he's got a cat off the row.
He's on my bed.
He's got a what? Oh, oh.
Got a
He's
black
going
cat
to be on my bed.
called Paul Perot. Leeds United striker.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
That's not telling.
Back to him.
Yeah, we finished. Let you out. We're downstairs, Jake.
Oh, no, Kate. He's lovely. I'm guessing I can't share that. Does he know? Can I share it? Oh, he's lovely.
I seems to be the only one without an animal, so I'm just gonna put a rabbit.
I like that. I love that as well. That was cool.
Rabbit.
And then I've got 11 bud
Call
juice and a
him Blah.
cockatiel.
Blah. That's it. Blah.
Oh, he's lovely.
we're
Spot
not
on.
allowed, we're not allowed pets in this block.
There we go.
So I'll just
We're
put
called
it there.
Raving Rabbit.
Hey, Mickey.
Well,
Yes,
it's
I'm
Minnie.
looking
I've got a Mickey.
Hello.
Oh my
Hello.
god. It's so
Cute, innit? I've just put it in group chat for you all to see. Oh, Kate. One lucky Jim.
Oh,
gorgeous.
Fuck that. Hamsters are fucking feral. Fuck them fuckers. They bite your fucking hands off.
Bonnie. Please wait.
Oh, we've got fish, 11 cockatiels.
Oh, beautiful.
Here, I
What are
can
you doing
share
to
it.
yourself?
You can always have a budget.
That's a raving rabbit, isn't it?
Yes,
Puppy?
it is.
Yep. I call him Bois.
Funny game up with that is. It's a funny game up way. Oh,
I get frustrated at that game.
they got like minions but better.
It depends what you're offering me to sing live. Your friend's back at Vertical Stream, by the way. Mrs. Fong.
Yeah.
Depends what you're offering me to sing on stream. I only do that for friends. And you troll me all the time, you.
Yeah, but I'm coming. I'm a coming.
Good. I'll let you deal with it, Mrs. Overload.
She's called Bonnie. She said you can show.
I'm just gonna put it up now. I didn't want to spoil it just in case Jim hadn't seen it, you know what I mean? Look.
Watch your furniture.
How cute. That's lovely. Oh, don't, because you want me getting more. This is what Christmas is all about, pets, man. Love my pets. She's lovely.
Look, he does to me. Walks across the bed, walks from bottom of my foot over my body, onto my table, onto the windowsill. And he does it when I'm asleep. He's a little fucker.
He's lovely. I've got to admit.
Bonnie.
Oh, wow.
Reminds me of Jack, done it, Stacey, done it you.
Yeah.
Lovely. And I love the name Bonnie as well. Oh.
Lovely. So cute.
Already asking for this, Jenny. They can fuck off, man.
Are you in a good mood tonight, Stacey, by the way? Because Jenny wants to know.
No. I told her fuck off.
No, Stacey ain't in a good mood tonight. No, we'll save that for Christmas Day. I'll be on Bailey's tomorrow night, so we'll have a go with Superman tomorrow. See if I can find a copyright one. That'll be my job for tomorrow. I'll see if I can find one.
Now, the shelf above my computer is all kind of random cuddly toys. This one I've never taken out of its box, but I bought it purely on the basis that I kind of felt they kind of looked like me.
I've just got like random shit everywhere.
Striking resemblance, just needs to grow his beard out.
It always reminds me of Nye, this one, so I'll leave it on my desk.
This is what I had to put with.
Sit it up,
You
where?
can see it.
Sit
Yeah,
it up.
hanging behind the curtain.
Where is the cat?
On the bed. Oh, shit.
Good man.
Okay.
As in, if you like that laid on bed.
Ah.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, shit.
Don't you think animals are just spoiled in general?
Yeah, Loki is.
Mine are. Prinny's terrible. She cries. I'm telling you, I can't leave her downstairs.
He's a spoiled shit.
Yeah, but how long ago was that picture there?
Not long ago.
Really?
Last week.
Oh,
He's massive,
He's a
your
fat
cat.
little fuck. Yeah, he's a
you
fucking
ain't grunt- you ain't grunting then. What's it for them?
Do you
he's
know
a fat
what?
fucker.
I totally agree with that. Tell him your secrets, you can moan at them, and they'll always love you unconditionally with animals. Like these two are with me constantly. Prinny sleeps on my pillow.
Is that right?
Lovely. I love my dogs.
Is that right?
Yeah, it just kind of fell off the side near the monitor there, so I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put it back. Oh.
I haven't been quiet in ages.
I
I've got a
reckon more.
Meeseeks here as well.
I think one of
Oh,
my
Meeseeks.
favourites. Gotta be,
Yeah, look,
Oh, that's
Meeseeks.
fine. Ah, Mr. Macy.
gotta be that one. We're on about Christmas, aren't we, love? There we go.
Tyson.
Gremlins.
Biggest shit.
Do you remember the remix?
I wish I had one of those to help me lower get take 2 strokes off my golf game.
Gorgeous.
And pickle
Yes.
Rick. And pickle Rick.
I'm a pickle.
Does the cat get on with the dog? More to the
What do
question.
you reckon, Mum? Should I get a new spider?
No,
Should I get a new spider?
no. Merry Christmas, Jamie. Jamie, mate.
Are you sure we're only for in February, for God's sake?
How's your cat doing, Colin? Is it been in Christmas tree yet? Because mine like doing that.
The tree's gone.
No.
See, I knew you were going to say
I
that.
mean, it's like that with you like a little knob.
And yours got
You
up
just
tree.
love spiders, Stacey.
I've
It's
got
just
these
spiders.
Snakes.
I've got 12 tarantulas. I've got a snake.
Yes.
Oh, it's the dogs.
Yes.
Yeah, mate.
Zach Russell's got a gecko.
The thing is gone. The cupboard. Focus. Yeah, Peroni struggling.
I want another spider.
No,
The cat used to sit in mine. When we used to have a cat, it used to sit in the fucking tree. It'd take ages getting it all proper nice and that. And cat would fucking ruin it. I was like, fuck this. Fuck the tree.
Yeah, who do I?
Yeah, Loki's not really.
I fell asleep first at a party many years ago and ended up with a scorpion on my face. Not
Run
this big.
scorpion. Run scorpion. If you can have, let's better miss the eye. It's a small, you get this, you get like a tiny
I ended up,
Merry
I
Christmas,
ended
mate.
up punching the fucker, taking my bloody new rock and crushing it to, well,
Shrek.
beyond death. And then I got smacked round the face by my mate who said, You killed Fluffy, you bastard.
Why would you have a fucking scorpion called Fluffy? Do you know what I
I
mean?
walked into the kitchen yesterday. It was this massive spider on the floor. I went, oh no, bye.
That's what I do. You can fuck off. I swear to God. Then again, I'm thinking of starting a collection fund for Madam below me. It'll save us spending
How many
loads
dogs
of
play
money.
Fallout 4 since?
Yeah, and Roger chasing freaking mad scorpions. That bastards in mad scorpions and fucking fall out.
Have a lovely Christmas, Drooly, yeah?
Good night, ruler.
Same to you, Kate, yeah?
Night, ruler.
Have a really lovely Christmas, people. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap up as well because I'm going to let everybody go and spend some time with their families. But we are back live tomorrow at 7 o'clock. These lovely people will be on the panel. We'll get Rennie on as well. And Naomi will have fallen asleep. But we might try and sway Nia out of that bed. We might get a break dance out of her. And you never know, you might get a rendition of Superman from me. Let's see if I can find a copyright. If not, I can always strum it.
I've looked, Jess. I've looked.
The Supercock. Black Lace did a song called Supercock.
Gangbang. Well, I might have to do you a private vertical stream, right? Because if I can do a video of myself doing it and I don't monetize it, I'll be all right. Like I did with these Christmas songs, Stacey. You might get one on Christmas Day for people. But yeah, no, look. Enjoy the times with your families.
Black Lace, Supercock.
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 But it said Supercock then.
Supercock.
Supercock.
What kind of films have you been watching, Debbie Does Dallas?
No, it's Black Lace released it, but they couldn't do it because it was dirty. called Supercock.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Supercock. And on
She's
that
not
bombshell,
kidding.
is she lying? Really? What year would it released?
So I can play it. Right.
When were it released?
Oh, it's a long time ago.
I always loved Frankie Boyles. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Whatever it is, it's heading for the World Trade Center.
Oh no, old school, right? I want it. Let me bring it up.
What's she doing
There you
here?
go, look. Shit.
Middleton Leeds, Carl, if you're coming round. But you've got cold.
What
It
place?
is.
Supercock.
I'm going to have a listen to that when I come off here. You better believe it. But no, on a serious note, on a serious note,
I don't think I should know. I'm not so sweet innocent after all.
well, we know Naomi in. Let's say
The
them all.
Princess Diana one.
This is
Sure.
true. Right, Pete.
Yeah, let's not have that one on here.
Right.
Also, that way it comes off stream.
I am going to wrap this one up, people. Take care of yourselves. Have a good Christmas with the family or whatever you're doing. I will be back live at 7 o'clock tomorrow. If anybody wants to join us, you are absolutely more than welcome. Bless up to everybody on the panel that shared the stories tonight because it's difficult, but, you know, I appreciate you all coming on. Much love from me. Let me just get through these super chats before I forget. Big up to Rob. Big up to Evie. Big up to Almus Potato and big up to Puppy. You'll never see that in a lifetime. Dikaru put nearly 100 notes in and she still didn't do it. So we'll be waiting probably till this time next year because she can't even build Lego. So, you know, on that bombshell, just think a night.
Just an attempt. Just to see Naomi attempt the worm would be like my life completely.
She'd end up hurting herself. You know what she's
If
like?
she can also do it in a bikini just for the sake of it, like
You know.
it's gotta be 1 million views on YouTube. If it isn't, then I don't know what is.
Just do that with her. That's all she'll do. She'll just go. Or she'll bring a worm out of garden now or something. Do you know what she's like?
Skelly worm.
I'll get some of. No, don't you remember them big snakes used to get them jellies and used to whack people with them? The big long ones like that. Push.
Again.
I need some of them in my life. Absolutely.
My granddad used to come visit me for my birthday from when he lived in Rugby, Warwickshire. I used to bring these sweets, shoelaces, I'm not joking, they were really long. They used to swing around like that, this will fall and fly off.
But yeah, much love to everybody. Have a really good Christmas, whatever you're doing. Like I say, we're always here for everybody. You know, group chat's always open, so don't ever be afraid to reach out because it is good to talk, people. But on that note, have a really lovely Christmas, guys. Take care of yourselves. I'll be back tomorrow at 7. Sure the panel will join me. Bless up to everybody that's put super chats in, that's members, that supported this channel throughout the year because I wouldn't be where I am now if it weren't for the community and the panel that I have on. So I'm very blessed in that matter. Take care of yourselves, people, and there's only one thing left to say. It's a good night from me.
Merry Christmas, and it's a good night from him.
Peace.
Merry Christmas and it's good night from them.
It's a good night for me. And then porcelain on the table.
This is true. And as I would say, bye!
Bye.
Take care, people. Have a really good Christmas, yeah. Look after yourselves. And just remember, you're never alone. Peace out, people.
Take care, Josh.
And wait a minute. Where is it? And in the words, think of this when you go to bed. Kumbaya, me lord. Kumbaya. Me lord. Peace out, people. Take care. Bye-bye.
Embracing the chaos, you just never know. The show has no structure, it's just to and fro. JSY, Fox football. JSY, Fox football.
Smithy comes on now as we're wrapping up.
When it starts getting all racy, this beach watching Man City. After Renee and Stacey start swinging them titties, the show never gets boring. Nug and Susie keep the flow, I'm forced to sleep and start snoring. Other bills are